Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. So you guys may have noticed something unique. It's a boy. It is a boy. No, I am not a boy. My character is a boy. But yeah, it's me. It's me. It's me as my boy. It's me as Aster. Yeah. Yanako did so good. Yeah, I'm so happy. Yep, thank you. Thank you so much, Ava. For those, a quick little thing before we get into the D&D session. Hello, for anybody that doesn't know, my name is Sienna. I'm currently switching my PNG out for my D&D character tonight. This is my D&D character, Aster, and the beautiful art for this PNG was made by Nanako, and we have a command that Ava just used to recommend the artist, who is Nanako. She does amazing art, and she is a wonderful friend of mine, and 110% you should check her out and check her art out and give her lots of support. But I got an Aster PNG. He's not gonna... We don't have too much longer in this campaign. We only have a few more sessions. But I wanted this so bad that I commissioned Nanako for an Aster PNG. And now we have an Aster PNG, so you guys actually get facial expressions. And I'm going to get another one, though from a different artist. But I'm going to my friends whenever I want to get D&D character PNGs, and I'm going to commission them for like PNGs and stuff for D&D. Love and support. Hi, Rory. The good has found. It looks amazing. Thank you. But thank you guys for showing up and everything. Here, I'll let you see the expressions and stuff before we hop into the seriousness of D&D and roleplay. We have normal, general, happy demeanor. We have a little upset face. My boy's a little upset. We have angry and frustrated. He's angry and frustrated. Then we got this flustered. Oh, blushy blush, flustered. Then we got terrified. He's terrified. We got extra blushy, then his magic's going off. He's flustered. He's flustered. We got glowing with rage. I just want to say it's also Nanako, you did amazing with the glows. The glows are so good. And we also got crying. Glowing and crying. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys these so you guys can see them and everything. Gay panic mode? Sorry, not sorry. Oh, you like Aster? He's a sweet, soft man. He's a sweet, soft boy. He's a sweet, soft boy. He's socially awkward, but he's trying his best. The bottle is so cute. Thank you. I think he's a cutie. I designed Aster's like whole outfit myself, and I'm proud of it and how cute he came out and everything. And I love how Nanako's brought him to life with this PNG. It's so cute. He's so cute. I love it, and I'm so thankful that Nanako captured Aster's essence and all his cutiness in this, because he is precious and adorable. But yeah, we got all these nice little faces. Beep, bop, boop, to bang, to boom, to bangady, to bagady, bangada. I love the glowing flustered. But yeah. 9, I meant, does he have one? But yes, I do find it cute. He needs a kiss on the forehead. Aw. But yeah, I just wanted to show that off and everything to let everybody know that we do have this for the next few sessions we have of D&D. And then we're going to have a slight break before we get to Witchlight. Because next D&D campaign is Witchlight. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's what I wanted to say and everything. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the drunk stream last night. For anybody that missed it, I played Repo last night with friends and stuff while drunk. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And now with that, I will undeafen and unmute for my fellow players and friends in the VC. You can be heard on stream now.
No.
There you go.
They know my secret.
She's she's
Behold.
behold,
Sonny, shut
Sonny.
the fuck up.
uh, but yeah, we got Austin, Draco, me, and then our wonderful dungeon master all the way over there in the left corner. So with that, I am. Oh, and also, mods, can you pin the thing of Cinna's gonna be more focused on session, but we'll have talk breaks.
Yes.
Thank you, I appreciate that. But with that, I will let Sunny take over, our dear DM.
Hi! Are you guys excited?
Final dungeon.
The final dungeon of the campaign.
Woo!
I also want to say before I start recap, hi Reaper, I saw you in chat.
Woo!
Welcome to the bakery. It's nothing but chaos and gay vibes. I hope you don't mind.
Yeah.
But
Something smells fruity.
Something smells fruity. That's all I got from that.
There you go.
I said something smells fruity.
Okay. So I was right.
Yes.
But now we begin.
Wait. Music. Must get the music. Does the music need to
Yeah,
be turned on?
you unmute it.
Yeah. Okay, ready, go.
So we begin with our party members. On the last episode of Lost Mines of Phandelver, our party members went to investigate something that Katya and Trixie had found along the mountain. A town where they found a younger dragon named Venom. And as you had begun to delve deeper into the town, you noticed that there was a lot of trapped buildings, more than likely set up by Venom Thing himself. Before you enter into a cave. A cave that was being dug out and then opened into a mine. Very short and very shallow. But the way inside led to a open cavern that could not be seen at to the bottom, with water flowing down into it. And because the room began to swell in darkness, our party members jumped down. And that is where we begin.
Oh shit.
The Featherfall spell still affecting you all as this cavern envelops in darkness, as you feel yourselves falling slowly, ever so slowly. Just the sounds of cave noises affecting you, at least at this very moment. Do you all do anything?
I mean, my lantern isn't revealing anything, I'm guessing, through the darkness.
No, it actually barely pierces through it.
So this is a magical darkness.
Oh.
Then. This isn't just the simplicity of darkness, this is magical darkness.
You can almost barely see each other.
Aster will call out and will say, "Be careful. I can already tell the darkness here isn't natural. This is magical.
If that's the case, may I suggest trying to link arms so that we don't lose each other in the fall?
That would be incredibly smart. And Aster will reach for the reach to link arms with the other two.
Yeah.
The best he can.
Yeah, Dyrax
I
is
will say
immediately
if
going to
you
reach his
guys
arms
jump
out.
at different times, so technically you're all like floating down at different paces.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Isn't like Dyrex like way below, and then the other two are above?
Okay, Sunny, purely hypothetical. Can I spread out my vestments like a parachute to see if that
No.
slows my fall
No.
even further to catch?
I got an idea.
No.
Don't worry. I got this. We didn't jump so far apart. I know for a fact that we couldn't still that we still couldn't reach one another. It'd be holding onto each other's feet. Grab the person's foot above you.
Would they be within reach of me, Sunny?
Let me roll something. Where are my dice? I had them out not that long ago. There they are. They're under the desk.
Totally didn't forget to take mine out. Also, this is not the face she would be having.
Professionals. Well, damn. Unfortunately,
Clearly.
he's just out of reach.
Okay, then let me ask this. If
Who did the
I'm-
horn sound?
one somebody
not
did.
me.
Let me ask this then. If Dyrex is out of reach of both of us, are me and Atreus within reach of each other? Because we did not jump down too far apart at all, really. We were right after each other.
No. How do I know
No.
that? I rolled evens and odds. Oh. Odds was a no. Yes, evens was a yes. You both got odds.
Bruh.
Even with my
Damn.
even with my my robe, even with like my cloak. Cause this is a long
Yes.
cloak. Okay. Sad times, guys.
Because it's a thing of your cloak is not what's causing. You're already falling slow. You can't really
No, it's a thing of like
cause more like
no.
resistance.
The idea was the cloak is long. The cloak is very long on Aster. The idea is even with the cloak, Atreus or couldn't reach out and grab it and pull Aster closer to link arms or anything.
I'm gonna say no on this one, unfortunately.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. That's what I was wondering. Thank
I
you.
will ask, Gyrex, can you make me a perception check, please? Or what's your passive perception?
For all of
Oh,
us.
my passive perception, 11.
Passive perception for Aster is 13.
Gyrex?
11.
You start to feel like you're falling faster.
In that case then,
Hold on.
okay.
Gyrex, do you mention this to anybody? The fact that you start to feel like you're falling faster.
Velocity's starting to pick up. How long does that spell of yours last again?
I was just like, if it's starting to pick up, I can recast it now. It
Had yet
It-
to end, Aster.
has yet to end.
And then
Oh,
you
never
start to
mind.
feel it pick up too.
Aster's like,
You can still feel the spell taking hold. You know you're falling slower, but something is making you feel like you're falling a lot faster. And faster and faster. And you also feel it too, Atreus, just the feeling of something pulling you down to the ground faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
Aster
Okay.
says, my spell has not worn off at all. Prepare yourselves for whatever we may face on impact.
Can I roll something to see if Dyrax may be able to identify what could be causing that?
Yes.
Same
Arcana.
with Aster.
Alright. Dyrex. Come on, you old fart. Ah,
Come
that
on,
is.
Aster's your...
Yeah, I probably don't know shit. That's a
Come on, Aster,
7.
you
Okay.
young little bitch.
Okay, Aster might get this for us. Aster might get this for us. Where's my Arcana? My Arcana is a +6. Oh yeah, I could get this. 21.
Eating during the middle of the session. How unprofessional.
Shut up. Let me eat my candy. Let me eat the Skittles. But Dyrax, you have no idea what this could be. It still just feels like you're just falling, and that the spell had worn off. But Aster, you feel like it's a combination of that teleportation magic that you felt when you were making those teleportation circles for the refugees, but also it feels like a mix of illusionary magic. Like there is the illusion that you're falling faster, meant to create a sense of panic. But it also feels like it's bringing you somewhere else than where you feel like you are.
Aster
Like
will
you're,
take
in a way, falling through a portal.
Aster will take a deep breath. And then he will speak. Say, "We are not falling faster. Keep your wits about you. We are falling at the exact same speed. It's an illusion, but it's also taking us somewhere else. It's an illusion with teleportation. Something to make us panic as we are being moved."
Circa.
I mean, you, there's not much to respond to. It's like,
I thought I
oh,
heard your
okay.
mic. I thought I heard your mic, like turn on for a second. I thought you were trying to say something.
No. It's just me.
Just to make sure, Austin, are you going to say anything? Just to make sure before I continue on.
Yeah, just 2 seconds. Atreus doesn't say anything, but he's just looking around, just like, where the fuck could we be going? We're in a void. There is nowhere to go.
Aster will say, "I have no idea where it could be taking us, but my idea is the darkness is to hide the idea of where it's taking us."
I mean, if he's an accomplished necromancer of sorts, wouldn't he have access to some greater magics?
He most
Not too
definitely
uncommon
would.
for most. It's not uncommon for most magician types to utilize a mixture of illusionary and movement in order to obscure their actual hiding locations.
Entirely true. Just do not
Hell,
panic.
It's not uncommon in some of the more highly regarded monasteries.
Just do not panic and keep your wits about you. Whatever this is, more than likely, it's not good. Sunny?
Sorry, I'm messaging something.
Oh dear God.
Mm.
It's over, man. It's over.
It's
We're doomed.
Jover. Guys, it's Jover, man. It's Jover.
It's all over,
Mo-
ladies and gentlemen. It's all over.
Direct and more like
Hank Hill?
die.
I will
need
say
some
this:
propane.
this continued feeling of falling into this void is vast. It is strong. And just to make sure before I say anything else, does anyone want to say anything else?
No.
Not really.
No. I said all I could say.
Then, even with the falling to all of you, everything goes silent. No air whooshing past. Nothing. Nothing. Until you hear something.
My God! Oh, dear Lord!
Wait, what's...
Holy shit.
I can't hear Sunny. Did my thing crash?
No, I was just mouthing the words.
Oh.
But then all of a sudden, once you hear that laugh, you feel yourself not 100% deafeningly crash, but land partially onto something.
Gonna take that deep
And
breath.
you all appear in separate rooms, and I will describe individually one at a time. Aster,
Ah, shit.
you see yourself. The first thing you see is a stone ceiling, not cobbled but smooth,
Okay.
lit up via torchlight. And you see yourself laid upon an altar with various bloodstains.
Aster takes a deep breath and quietly says aloud, "Your illusions will not mess with me."
You look upon the walls and you see various forms of writing, none of which you can understand, but you do see one thing upon this wall. No, actually, I should correct this wall.
Okay.
You see a painting of you holding what looks to be a green glowing heart with your eyes covered by skeletal thin hands with a red substance leaking from your lip.
He takes a deep. He continues to even his breathing. Whatever it is you have planned, I won't fall for it, no matter the sacrifice I must make.
I will
And
also say this. The glowing green heart is similarly colored to the sorcerer's heart ingot that you saw before.
okay, that's some foreshadowing. Uh, so writing on the wall, the painting, the altar, anything else of note?
The room itself seems to be built kind of like the best way that I can describe it is like a classroom set in a church.
Hmm. Okay.
Very
So
cathedral and church like, but there is an altar at the very front in front of this painting and desks all aligned in front of it. Almost like if it was a classroom, it was like a classroom turned into a form of altar.
Is my lantern revealing anything at all?
It does seem to make the wording along it glow better. A light green. But other than that, it doesn't reveal anything. Actually, just to make sure I have languages correctly, what languages does Aster know?
Aster knows. Let me pull up his sheet real quick.
Common and Draconic.
As Common and Draconic, yes. He knows Common, Draconic, and let me make sure. Where are his things? I'm trying to make sure I got it. I'm trying to find out where I put my languages is the thing.
It's under proficiency in languages.
I know that, but I have a bunch of shit written down. It's all smooshed together.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, Common and Draconic. That's it. Got it.
Unfortunately, you do not understand the language.
Can I don't understand it, but can I recognize what language it is based upon what little I've seen? Based on what I've seen.
Make history check with an advantage for a reason you do not know.
Got it. Oh, that's a really good advantage. That was a 2 and a 19, and the 19 gets a and it's history, right? A +6, so 19 + 6 for that.
You do, actually. You recognize this as undercommon, and more specifically, this looks like Darwin's handwriting.
Ah. Astra will say, Astra will sit there and he's like, so it was you. It was you. I'll give you credit. You were rather sneaky and smart. And Astra won't get too close, but he will get a little closer to look at the body. Is there anything he's noticing? Stab wounds or anything?
Are you looking at the painting? Because there is no physical body in there. Are you looking at...
Oh, I thought you were talking about like it being a body.
No, it's a painting on the wall.
I will get a little closer to examine the painting a bit more, but not super close to it. See if there's anything else I can make from it. But actually, you said the painting's over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I don't need to get closer. That's as close as I want to get.
Okay.
In that case, then, is there a door anywhere?
This black marking here is a door.
Okay.
This is how you'll recognize doors upon
Okay.
this map.
So, with that, Aster will... Actually, I'll get one step closer to the painting. Because you were starting something. Anything standing out now that I'm a little closer to examine?
You do see something in the blood that's trickling from the side of the lips.
What do I see?
You see something in common, or at least letters in common, because you do notice that some of them are smudged out. But you see a D, a I, a L, and a W.
D-I-L-W. Is it...
In random places along it. You also see a M, a G, and a C.
Let me write these down real quick. So a D, an I, and an L,
And a W.
and a W. What else?
And then an M, a G, and a C.
D-I-L-W-M-G-C. I'm not good with unscrambling words, but you said there are some that are smudged out.
Mhm.
Is there any indication at all of what they could I discern any indication at all of what they could have possibly been? Some of them.
No, it looks too old. But you definitely see that. But you definitely see signs that when they were originally smudged, it was smudged on purpose.
It's smudge. If it was an indention, I would be a smart little cookie and do like a little journal thing. I would be a smudge little cookie, smart little cookie, do a journal thing and do the whole write over the paper to get the indention. But it's a smudge, so that don't work. So instead, I'm going to any windows in this room or just that door.
There is a window over here and over here, but there
Okay.
is no light coming in.
Not even when I get closer. I can't even see
When you
anything.
get closer, you can see outside. There is just no like active like sunlight going through. Like
I mean
like
that
kind of
makes
like when it's
sense.
like around sunset, there is no light coming through the window. You'll see light out there still. There's just no light.
Okay. So okay, that makes sense. I wasn't expecting sunlight. I was trying to see if there's like a light source shining through. So what do I see outside then from this window?
You see this small building right here.
Okay. And then what do I see then if I approach this window?
You see a massive building. You cannot see all of it through the angle, but you do know that there is a massive building there with what potentially could have been and more than likely used to be multiple stories but had been torn down.
Are there any signs, signia of anything?
There is. You see along the side of the wall a symbol that used to be dawned on by one of your previous companions, one that had previously been unfortunately taken out. The symbol that Oscar used to have upon his shield.
Aster, for a moment, gasp, and he says aloud to himself, "It's Dracmoon.
And
This
with
is
that,
where it's been."
Atreus. Sorry.
You ruined the
I'm
moment,
sorry.
damn it!
I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what?
Cinematic cut
I'm
off.
raging.
How fucking dare you, Sonny? You committed a felony.
Now the moment's ruined, but my moment was so good.
It was
Yeah,
so good.
it was so
It's like
good.
a
Like
cinematic
it's
cutoff.
Dracmoon.
Fuck you want me to do? Not happy.
It-
Fucking eh.
Hee
Atreus.
Get Atreus
No!
back.
No! But Atreus, when you arrived, you felt yourself crash onto something more wooden, and you feel yourself enclosed in something. You see very little light coming through, but it seems to be peeking through pieces of wood.
I want to roll. Would it be perception or investigation as to what he's in?
Uh, investigation?
All right. That is 18.
Just to make sure, what were you trying to investigate?
What Atreus is so like apparently like stuck in or inside.
You are in a coffin.
Fucking called it.
I fucking knew it too.
So Atreus feels around the sides, feeling the shape as like best he can, like with the small space he has. And realizes he's in a coffin. Doesn't say anything, but seeing the light poking through, he just clenches one of his fists and just starts and just gives a good hit to the lid of the coffin.
Roll a strength check, please. Or technically roll to hit.
Roll the hit. Well, if that's roll the hit, then that is a 21.
You punch right through it.
Yeah, so he punches right through it, and then just breaks it apart, then sits up in it and looks around. What does he see?
You see what looks to be a mortuary office. As you are laid in a coffin upon a table. And you see
Sonny, you know we can't play mortuary assistant on stream. Okay, as you were.
But if you were to look on this side, you would see a painting of yourself, Atreus, with half the skin and muscle of your face missing upon the right side to reveal your skull. It looks like your eyes are painted to have a green light. As you see on your left side, a scaled, clawed hand upon your shoulder.
For anyone who can't see, Sunny had to pull up her right hand and do the L thing.
Shut the fuck up, you best!
When you're talking, I pay attention to your face to see your facial expressions, because sometimes you're like me, I'm cheeking. Sometimes you're just like,
Nice,
I'm a
nice
fucking
attempt, Sonny.
evil bastard.
Nice attempt, Sonny. It's funny though.
You don't gotta do this to me. You don't gotta expose me to the fucking chat.
You're about to
Hee-hee,
torture
my
us.
shush. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, Atreus gets out of the coffin and walks up to this mosaic on the wall and just looks over it, and he sees the scaled hand on him, and he just says out loud, you know, that bastard's dead. I made sure of that.
Nothing really happens.
Is there any text or anything, any writing, inscription?
There is very familiar writing upon the walls. But do you know Undercommon?
No, I don't think so. Language is common, giant, draconic. No undercommon.
Unfortunately, you do not know.
You had to pick the one language that none of us can speak because I feel like you planned this. But sadly, we lost our one person that did speak Undercommon.
Well, I'm sorry that the necromancer is a drow.
Can I roll?
I'm not upset that you're a drow. I just think it's crazy that you had to pick the one language that we lost somebody who could read.
Now can I roll to see if I can piece it together?
Yes, you can.
And what role is that? Is that perception or investigation, whatever? Or is it history? It's something.
History.
History?
Yes.
Then that's a 19.
You are able to recognize that this is Undercommon. You're unable to recognize who it's from, as you don't know closely who it is. But you can recognize the writing. And I will say this. The writing in your room does not at all look fancy. In fact, it looks rushed. Scribbled.
Am I able to understand what it says?
No.
Okay.
Because you do not know a language that is derivative. Or similar to Undercommon.
He just looks at the writing, and sees it's messy. He looks at the writing, sees it's messy, rushed, as if someone was on a time limit. They didn't have enough time. And he looks around the room as he's speaking, as if something's in the room with him. And just goes, "Looks like you ran out of time when you were writing, eh?"
Nothing happens.
Atreus looks around the other walls of the room. Is there anything on these walls?
It's really all along the walls, really. But there's nothing really much other than the writing. There is a window over here, though.
Atreus walks up to the window and looks through it. Does he see anything?
You do not see the symbol from before, but you do see that the very same building that Aster saw before. And if you were to look very closely at the side, you would be able to see this building, but barely.
Wait, which building but barely?
This one.
Yeah, so Atreus sees this big building, sees him to the side. And this is a door, right? This thing's a door?
Mhm.
Yeah, he sees the door and decides to head towards it.
And with that, Dyrex, you feel yourself roughly land on what feels like an operating table.
Ow. Cracks back trying to sit up. No, for real though, I will say this, can Direct sit up?
Yes.
I will say this, his old man bones do creak as he does, though. You just hear a bunch of cracks as he's like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Oh my god. Oh, that was unpleasant." As he's
And
gonna scan the room.
you see, and you could see that this clearly wasn't meant to be, but you do see a room that was turned into a operating room. Various medical equipment and two distinct operating tables, both with restraints attached to them, as if they are meant to keep whatever that is being operated on there. And another thing is, you see on these two walls two different images of people, but that you do not recognize yourself. And I will get to their descriptions in a moment. But one big thing that you see is you see along this wall. Initially, there was a bunch of scribbles and such on there that were in Undercommon, but now scribbled all on top over it in some fresh ass paint to the point that you can smell it in Common. You aren't supposed to be here.
Oh yeah, I could have told you that one.
But you see, along this wall, you see a woman. Long, long hair. With petite features. In a set of leather armor. With a gaping hole in her chest holding a red bleeding heart. Blood dripping from her lips. And whited out eyes. And you look over here, it looks to be a human man. Dead, decaying skin with mushrooms sprouted all over him. With what looks to be a necklace collar made out of dragon scale.
Oh shit.
Can I roll history for either of these figures? Just see if Gyrax might recognize him. Alright, do I need to make only one check, or do you want me to make separate checks?
Separate. 2 checks specifically.
Alright, so starting with the lady, that's going to be a 12. And then for the human dude, nat 20, totaling 24.
For the lady, she seems somewhat familiar. Maybe she was described to you before, but you are not entirely sure. The human man, he seems like somebody that you read in a history book. A older history book from before the times that was known as the Great Reset or the restarting of the calendar. Before it like starts clicking in your brain, like certain pieces being like, from where could it be? Could it be from this section? No. Could it be from this section? From this section of Drachma? Oh! It's the Night of the Fair Lady. From the section of Drachmoon. Within the history books that you know of.
Oh. Interesting. Now, question. Can I still see the semblance of writing underneath the undercommon? Or the
Yes, as it
undercommon
has
underneath
been
the fresh writing?
Yes, as it was there for much longer than this new paint was. So you're gonna see bits of it through it.
What do they say?
Do you know Undercommon?
Yes, I do.
Holy shit!
Ooh!
Yo, he knows. Shit.
You see that it's split into 2 different sections. For one section, you recognize that it is for indeed the Night of the Fair Lady. You recognize that it's saying stuff along the lines of he has become the perfect undead from my first attempt at taking this world, hurled underneath the undead wing. I must learn what makes him so perfect, such a perfect soldier, and perfect it even more. For what makes him, even though he is the perfect undead, he is still blemished with the aspect of emotion. He is still blemished with the feeling of empathy, with the feeling of love and loss. When that is not something when that is not something a perfect being should be able to feel. For that makes him weak.
Oh, I get it now. This necromancer is filled with piping horse shit.
And for another section that you see that it is dabbling in. It mentions something called. It starts with mentioning something known as the people of the Kalish Star, or which it describes as people of the realm of dreams, able to dive between it and the world of mortals so easily. And then it continues to mention something known as dream walkers. People of the Kalish Star that are able to actively manipulate the realm of dreams into their bidding. A form of Judaism only specifically to the Kalish Star people. Or at bare minimum, so specific to them that it's hard to teach outside of. And then it
It appears
continues
as
to
though a
mention their
raid
heart.
has appeared.
Shh.
There's a raid, motherfucker.
Shh. I'm typing. Don't ruin the moment. We don't. Dude. Austin.
You ruined the immersion!
Shut the fuck up.
You asshole. You ruined the immersion. Austin,
It's
not you.
okay.
We love you.
I'm used to other players cutting into my time. It's okay.
High
I'll just go
symphonic
back in my
destruction.
corner.
It's okay.
No,
But
no, no,
high
no, no, no,
symphonic.
it's okay.
Let me do it.
No.
Symphonic Destruction, it's good to see you. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. My name is Sinam, Olivia Cimarron, VTuber. I'm a variety streamer. Tonight we're doing Dungeons & Dragons. So this blue man right here with the cloak and everything is me. This is my D&D character. It's good to see you. Usually we keep quiet because we stay in the moment to keep the immersion going, and we talk during breaks. Until somebody here named Austin ruined that.
Fuck off.
No, you're guilty. You've done this no other stream. But it's good to see you, Symphonic Destruction. Good to be here. Sorry to interrupt the session. No, it's not. You're completely fine. You are fine. There is nothing against anybody raiding in or anything. It's me giving Austin here shit. It's a thing of I address the raid in chat usually so that we don't ruin the flow of the roleplay. So it stays good for stream and session. So 110%, you are fine. There's nothing wrong with it. We're happy to see you here. And again, no issues at all. No issues at all with you. I was just giving
There's
Austin
still technically no issues with me. She's just giving me shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just giving him shit. It is okay. He's my friend, and we're just messing with him. But, thank you for raiding. Thank you 110%. We do have to get back to session. But thank you again, and if you need to raid a run or anybody that came with your stream, 110%, go do that. Do not feel obligated to stay or anything. If you do stay, we'd love to have you here to hang out, but if you got a raid run, it's completely understandable. Started raiding lurk, but I gotta figure out setting up an MC server. Okay, that's entirely understandable. You have fun setting up that MC server. And thank you again for the raid. You have a wonderful, wonderful lurk and a wonderful time. Thank you. And now we can get back to a session that Austin so rudely ruined the immersion of.
But continue on.
Look what you've done, Austin. You made Draco cry, you bastard.
Okay, but yeah, for real. So, spooky operating room, Calistars, and specific druid group.
Dreamwalkers. And then it continues to mention that a phenomenon known as the Dreamwalker heart is often created when the physical body of a dreamwalker dies and their soul remains within the realm of dreams. They are alive, but they are not. It's like as if their soul, a aspect of their soul, physically remains within the realm of the living, while the soul remains in the realm of dreams. It is a powerful form. It's a powerful form of Judaic magic, which shall be needed in order to continue the growth of, and it is very difficult to read and is almost illegible.
Continue the growth of what?
But it
How
states
does
the word,
locking someone within
and then
their
it
own-
ends with the phrase of seps, like a cordyceps.
The what? Oh, okay.
Oh, so we're doing Last of Us here. Okay, good to know.
Wait, so
Hey, up?
trapping the body, but in the world of dream. Well, that just sounds like hell and a half. Those are daywalkers. I respect my druid kindred, but I really... This is what you get from matching with natural forces that you have no control over. Alright. Is there anything else interesting within this laboratory? Like anything that would seem remotely useful?
Here's a question: are you holding that book still?
Holding the book.
Yeah. He would have it back.
That's the thing. Okay, that's the thing is I remember handing it to Aster. I don't know if I ever got
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
But okay, if I do, then
he
yeah.
would have handed it back because we never had a chance to look over it much. Because we were too busy.
Yeah. So yes, I do have the book on me.
Your bag is glowing.
Oh my
Looks through bag, find
see the
out what
book?
glow. I assume book. Holy
It
shit!
is a book.
Pull out
It is.
book.
It is a specific page.
Flip to glowing page.
You will read. The page reads Sorcerer's Heart.
Yeah. Does it note anything in particular? Is there anything particular glowing about it? Or
It reads the page reads as such. A sorcerer's heart is when wild magic naturally produces within the earth's core. It is very dangerous to mine, but is also very dangerous to wield. However, the easiest way to wield it is with somebody who naturally understands and has good control over their own aspect of wild magic. Much like how negatives work in math, a negative and a negative make a positive.
Oh. I see what you're doing.
so this is reliant on stabilizing mutants off of each other?
Ow! 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 My heart, my feelings. I just got a fucking mutant.
Yeah, you fucking mutant.
Fuck you,
I will
Austin.
also say the only window
Oh,
in the
thanks.
room is this one.
Okay, so I see what you're raising. I see the point. If nothing else is catching my eye in this room, can I go here and can I walk out?
Yes, you
Because I'm
can.
assuming this is a door.
Yes.
Alright,
And
open. And I
I will say
step
this.
out. What do I see?
Atreus, you step out at the exact same time as Direct.
Oh. Hey!
Just like the thing of like, hey! Like a wave.
Hi!
Hey!
You both
Hi!
I imagine that's what I'm seeing.
you both look up into the sky
No
and
way.
it looks for sky quote as it looks pitch black. There is some natural light, almost reminiscent of moonlight, but there is nothing else.
Yeah. After looking up, Atreus looks back at Dirax and he marches over to him. Slowly, he's like, "Where
Direct way.
the fuck
Yeah.
are we?"
Oh, you know, in Nowheresville, on No Idea Street, on completely
Now's not
lost
the time
Avenue.
for fucking jokes, old man.
And you're right. Well then, I see that we want to take it more seriously. So, I have no idea where the fuck we are.
Fucking rude shit.
Now, if anything, if let's stop bickering. Where is the small one, Aster?
Can I say right
Looks like-
now, Aster
Yeah.
comes through the door, please?
Yes, you absolutely
You s-
can.
You see Aster actually push open this door and march forward, and he looks miffed, angry, calm still somehow, but miffed. He looks frustrated and angry. And he, upon seeing you both, he marches over and says, "First, are you both okay?"
Yes.
I mean, my joints aren't feeling the best, but I'm doing pretty decently.
Okay. Second, can either of you read Undercommon?
I can.
No.
You. I need your help reading something on the walls in here.
Alrighty.
And he's gonna gesture with his hand for you to follow as you go into here. And when you enter the room, he says, "I need you to read the writing on the wall."
Alright. And then I go do as such. What do the walls say, Sunday?
Sunday.
The first thing that you read is key to my plan. And you can already tell, oh, fuck.
Key to my plan. Oh, great. He's one of those assholes. All right.
Is that what he says out loud? Key to my plan.
Yeah, he would openly read this out to all of you.
Okay. So then, Atreus, you will hear this.
Yeah, he's not. And just to be clarified, he's not doing an enchanting motion. He's being careful about his reading to make sure it doesn't trigger anything.
Okay.
But he says, like, but you do hear it say, I finally made it. I finally made the key to my plan. The thing that'll neutralize the very item that will bring me to Lichdom. It'll
That will-
bring about the absolute glory of the undead to this world, consuming it all. No life will continue on forward. I will reign supreme, and the undead will consume all, as it should have been many years ago, with the fall of Drakmoon.
My god, this man is weak-willed or what?
What is it? So, wait. The key to my plan. Repeat that, Sonny. The key to my plan.
The key to my plan, the one who will use the item that will bring me to Lichdom.
So the key to his plan that'll bring him Lichdom. Awful lot of positive affirmation writing for someone who seems so sure.
He's at that. You see Aster's face drop into one of slight fear before he takes a deep breath and calms himself. And while he's still nervous, his face turns to that of just a frown now as he says, so he had planned this all along then. This was always the plan, and my birth, and using me like this. And
Excuse me?
you haven't been told much, but you should be told. Since you're here with us in this situation, it's only right. This man had used my father to attain something for his necromancy long ago. My father received a potion that helped his wife bear a child for him. The child being me. It wasn't of my own free will, but as a baby, because the item my father took were the children, the eggs of a dragon. Said dragon had somebody curse me with these markings. And due to that, I wield wild, volatile magic that I have to work very hard to control. And this necromancer has apparently planned my birth from the start. And apparently I'm the key now to his plan. To neutralize what, though, I don't know.
Oh, that's adorable.
What's adorable?
Yeah. The fact that you think you are a key. You're nothing more than a person who was just... You're nothing more than a blessing that your parents strived for and was brought to by a false prophet. You aren't anything but a living soul and someone who should be able to proudly stand for himself and not feel like a tool in someone else's grand scheme.
Aw. Aw.
Atreus,
That is not what I was expecting at all.
Atreus walks in. He's like, "Do you think this is a fucking joke?"
No, that's not a fucking joke. But he was doing that to be nice. You actually see Aster.
What a joking.
You actually see Aster's frown disappear. And instead, it's replaced with a happy smile and a slight blush. He's just like not like a flirty romantic blush, just like a flustered slightly.
Yeah. I
He's
figured.
like, oh, oh, thank you. I admit that was the last thing I expected to hear right now. But thank you. But it still doesn't change
I
something.
mean-
It's that he's going to use me for something. To neutralize something of what I don't know.
Well, just means we'll have to be careful down here, and we'll have to keep a closer eye on you. After
Yes,
all,
but
if he had to be this convoluted, then then whatever it is, he's obviously trying to be too forward and calculating. But you have the one thing most intellectuals can never behold on.
which is
Raw, unabashed will. Humans are unpredictable by nature. Being mortal is by being able to defy fate. If an old man like me can do it, who believed he was trapped in his ways, then I'm sure a young spry like you has a future bright ahead of him that no necromancer can steal away from.
this makes Aster smile. And he's like, funnily enough,
And no,
something I've always wanted to hear.
Mr. Paladin. I'm glad. And no, Mr. Paladin, or Atreus, to be more exact. This isn't a joke. The only laughable thing here is the amount of effort that this necromancer went through for such diminishing regains. If you can spend that long studying magic and trying to prep things, he could have put it into more effective uses, and still chose to waste his time meandering around on a probability.
Wait, Sonny, I had to
I
ask
will
a
say,
question.
hang on. I will say for table, like for in-game wise, Atreus didn't hear what Direct said afterwards. He just heard him laugh and say that's adorable, as if he was making fun of Aster's backstory. In reality, I just misheard what Draco was fucking on about.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and
Okay.
here's the thing. I'm still playing off of it. Like, Dyrax is just... He's giving Atreus shit.
In his own
Yeah.
special way, and I like it. But I will say this, Sonny, is that book he has glowing?
Yes,
Still?
and it's glowing a kind of familiar green, or a
Oh.
familiar
Oh.
green to a certain druid that you used to know.
Aster, upon seeing that, is like, because he was too caught up in the moment, and he looks over, he's like, your bag is glowing.
Oh, and that's because earlier, I came across some text that, in the room, the book seemed to have a strange reaction, and... Well... Effectively, I think I have an idea of what you're going to be neutralizing.
Which is...
He's going to flip open the book and hold it out to Aster. Supposedly here, it says those born with wild magic are able to effectively counteract the, whatever the sorcerer heart material is. And, well, with this sudden revelation of what you are, you know, 1 + 1 = 2.
Upon reading this, he looks at it and he's like, he wants me to destroy it? It's so powerful. Anybody with magic could use... And he stops. And then you see a bit of a glint in his eye as a realization dawns upon him. He says, in Sunny, it says in the book that it can be used by somebody with wild magic, right?
Yes. It's more
Aster?
specifically states that those with wild magic can like neutralize it, not in a sense of destroy it, but in a sense of like, you know how in chemistry you put a base into an acid to like make it less acidic?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like that.
So let me get this from the book. From the book,
So
well,
he
Aster's...
can just make it less powerful.
or like make it more stable and make it more safe to use.
Okay.
He's like, there are two ways this can go. He wants neutralization, so obviously the destruction of it is not optimal, but I could wield it. I could wield it. I could wield it myself and, by theory, use it against him. And Sonny, I did make a check, so when Aster did this is how he found out it was a sorcerer's heart. So, can I make a check to see if I know how it can be wielded as a weapon?
Yes, you can roll to see if you know if you can be told how it can be wielded as a weapon.
So how you feel about that nat 20?
I will also roll for something else to see if this will additionally help you. So something else that you do notice is that you start to think on different ways that it can be wielded as a weapon. It can be physically turned into a weapon that you can harness your power through. You could potentially wear it as a pendant. There's a lot of ways that you think of, but then you notice that the book itself stops glowing, or the page that you're on stops glowing, and then a different page glows further in the book.
Turn to it. Aster will turn it.
Sorry. I breathe weird.
You choked on air, hon.
Breathe, Sonny. Breathe.
This is what happens when you have an air allergy, people. It's really, really important you remember to always be aware of your breathing. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Is okay. But what you do see is that it looks like it's in a section of the arcane metals as weapons. You notice that it states that for the source's heart, it cannot be forged into a weapon. However, it can be forged into a necklace, or it can be wielded as its own raw material or as an ingot. But how it works is that you siphon magic into it, and then depending on the will of the user, you can siphon it to do what you wish. However, if it is neutralized with wild magic, it cannot kill, but it can siphon magic.
Okay, so let me make sure I got this right. If Aster puts magic into it, it will neutralize it.
Mm-hmm.
But if Aster can Aster siphon magic out of it?
Essentially, if you want, you can siphon magic from something or someone.
So as long as he does not put magic into it, he can wield it as something to take magic from and make it his own.
Uh-huh.
Aster, upon reading this and seeing that page in the book, looks at them both and says, I know what to do. He said, I need to make sure, no matter what, I don't touch it with my magic. But we need to also make sure I get it. Because if I have it in my hands, I can take magic for myself from somebody else.
Another thing that you do notice that in the book, that definitely isn't supposed to be there, but you do see in the bottom corner, you see the face of a very familiar druid with a wink and a plus and a peace and an okay sign.
Aww. Upon this, Aster sees it, and you see his heart soften in his face. as he smiles, and you see like a single tear run down his cheek. And does anybody say anything to this, seeing that he has this suddenly soft smile and this little tear?
Everything okay?
Well, aren't you just getting powdered?
I'm just happy that, and he'll gently take the book, turn it toward Atreus, and point to the picture, and he'll say, "I'm just happy that even though she had to go, she still thought of us."
And sorry, what's that picture again?
God damn it,
What are
Austin!
we talking about?
I'm sorry. I was listening, but it's like the
There's a-
thing of like you listen and you instantly forget.
It's a picture of Iceland with a wink and an okay sign.
In the book, and Aster said, even though she had to go, he was grateful that she still thought of them.
He looks at the thing closely and just like has like a single chuckle. He's like, "She was something."
Does Direct see
And
it?
then
He can see it too. Aster would turn it to him because he would see that he would be curious. But Aster
Holy
would follow
shit,
up
it's
to
the
a
picture of the lady from on the wall.
hold up.
Oh, hey. It's that lady night.
what? How do you know about Iceland? You've never
Atreus
met her.
Trace immediately walks out to check his room.
And there he goes. I'm gonna take a guess from where he went. Is it something to deal with your room that you woke up in?
I mean, I found two strange figures painted in the. Yeah, I ended up somehow in a weird operating room, and. Well, it initially stated. Initially, I guess the original writings there were talking about how, dream chasers and whatnot, and there was supposedly the lady the lady of the night who supposedly rips out her heart, and then the other one was like a beloved knight of sort. I'm a bit rough on my history.
Aster's eyes immediately go wide. He says, "That lady was our friend Iceland. She went up to she left, and we have no idea where she went, but she's not here anymore. But she was somebody the necromancer was also after, for her heart specifically." And you said
Okay,
a
and
night.
super quickly, the thing on the wall, it is Iceland and Oscar that he saw.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But Aster continues and says, "As for the knight, did the knight look like a human man? Wearing
Yes.
Was it a knight?" And I don't know if you know this, but you seem well founded in literature like me. Did the man have the signia of Drachmoon?
Okay. Sunny, do I know the Signia of Drachmoon?
History.
Well, if he knows about Drachmoon,
Does it-
wouldn't he already know?
I mean, yeah. But it's like a case of like, do you
Can he-
remember?
Okay, that makes sense.
Well,
Okay.
the thing is, it was never clarified to me. This is about the first time my character ever,
It was
actually
a thing of
seen this
you.
in terms of story.
No, I was thinking like,
Yeah.
oh, if you read about it, you probably know the signia more than likely, is what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's a thing of remembering.
Okay, that's different. I understand completely.
Oh.
Continue.
I mean, that's a 22.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Just maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm a bit rusty when it comes to heraldry, but I do believe it belonged to House Drachmoon?
So your room was then designated to mess with Iceland and Oscar. Oscar being our friend, who the necromancer raised from the dead. Sadly, he perished a bit ago, but he was, quote, I guess the best way to put it, a undead that had feelings and a heart still in his personality from before. He was a knight
At this
of
point,
Drakmoon.
I think Atreus would walk back and he's like, "It's them on the wall."
Aster's face once again goes a little bit stern as he says,
Hmm.
he had plans for all of us right from the start.
Well, then, aren't you glad you have me? You know, as we were talking, mortals have unabashed free will.
Of that you are entirely
Though
right.
I think your necromancer friend may be struggling a bit because, well, as Atreus has probably witnessed, whatever writing was supposed to be for your friends was quickly scribbled over with, you're not supposed to be here. I have to say, on one hand, I commit the dedication to keeping up appearances. On the other hand, I can tell when a man is panicking.
It appears, out of everyone here, you were the one who was never planned to be. So you're a wild card who's just so happened to find a key component that switches the odds in our favor. Who would have thought the one to be
after
the
all.
most... Who would have thought the one to trouble a necromancer the most would be a well-read elderly man with wielding holy magic?
Well, I mean, the only thing scarier than a wizard who had to study so hard to understand false life is a cleric who truly understands what it means to be alive. As when he says that, I'm just going to have Dyrex do a little bit of a flex as he just shows off some of his divine magic, creating ethereal jade green dragon wings behind him. After all, I've chose the domain that embraces life, without having to make cheap knockoffs.
I dare say, I think you've chosen the best path in life. But as fun as it is to joke, we must still continue. Especially since, and he looks at Atreus when he says this, and his face gets a bit serious again. Especially since we're in Drakmoon, or at least what's left of it after what he did to it.
Excuse me, you're saying we're in the actual place itself?
It's a theory, but I'm fairly certain, because, and he gestures to the window as he walks over. If you look through here, there's a building, a castle even. And from what Oscar told us about how it was built, it matches the description, it matches how it looks, and the insignia is right there.
Huh. So it is.
Does Atreus say anything?
Well, then.
You gotta contribute to the
Atreus-
roleplay at all?
No.
Damn you.
God
I
damn, getting
He's too busy
aggressive.
typing in chat.
But hey, that's just a
That's why-
theory.
That's why I was
D&D
fucking with him. That's why I was
theory.
fucking with him. I was like, you gotta participate in the roleplay at all, sir? Mr. Typing in chat?
No. But Trace walks over and sees the signia and just looks at it a bit perplexed for a second before heading back towards the door and saying, "Come on, there's still more to read," and then walking towards the building that he was in.
Aster follows,
Oh, goody.
waltzing down the promenade.
The promenade for the glorious penny.
Walking as fast
Yes.
as the old man can.
Yeah. But Aster and Dyrex, you see that the room that Atreus landed in is a mortuary office.
Aster,
And
I
you
will
can
say
no.
definitely
upon
see where he landed was inside a coffin.
I'm dead.
Aster will definitely like look at the painting and be mortified as Actually, he'll be down. He'll be downright angry. He takes a deep breath and calms himself again, but you can tell he's angry as he looks at it. He says aloud, "That bastard. Whatever happens, Atreus, I won't let him turn you into an experiment."
And Atreus walks over because he sits on the back wall, yeah? Like he's on the floor.
This is the one where he is on. Yeah.
Atreus walks up to the wall, and as he does, he says, "Don't worry," and then points to the scaly hand while looking back at us. He goes, "This one's dead."
A well-deserved death. But as for the other, I'll make sure he doesn't do anything to you.
Yeah. He gives Aster a nod and then points at the very rushed, scribbled uncommon. He goes, and like looks at Dyrix and says, "Read this."
Alrighty. And so, Sunny, what does it say?
So the beginning bits of it is just initially discussing, and this is the part where it's less like rushed or scribbled, and it's mainly stating about like finding like expendable men in order to deal with any trouble that happens within the island of Fandelver, so that and getting him the materials that he needs in order to continue the growth of his experiments. But then when it begins to being rushed, you realize that it's not rushed in the sense of he ran out of time, but more so rushed in the sense of this man's fucking frustrated because it starts to talk shit about somebody by the name of the Thunderclaw, calling him a moron, self-arrogant, and egotistical, and stating that a part of the demands for working, he has to get somebody by the name of under the names of Gun and some Ramfey to the island, so that way he can continue to torment him for fun and make him into a monster in the metaphorical sense, as well as get him access to his son Earthriku Tambith.
Wait, hang on. Pause.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Let's see.
Wait a minute.
Let's see. More on Nemesis writing. Just scribble. Earthriku!
And that, when you say that, Aster's eyes go wide as he looks at you. He's like, "What about Earthriku?"
Yeah, Atreus is just looking at him really concerned.
Well, to put it lightly, it just seems to be mostly just unabashed babbling about plans leading to just, I guess, what was meant to be. It's essentially a glorified diary about how he wants to kidnap some sort of man named Thunderclaw, as well as wants to transform his son Earthriku into a monster.
No, I will clarify this for
Yeah, I
you.
was
It's
like,
more
hang
of
on,
like
no,
he
it
wants
was-
Yeah,
to.
that was not right.
It was make Atreus into a monster, and Tambith wanted to get Earthriku. That's what it was.
I mean, it sounded like it was mutually connected. That's why I said it like that. But okay, if that's the actual case. Regardless, for the most part, he just seems to want to mostly punish Atreus and turn him into a metaphorical monster. And then supposedly he wants to kidnap the boy.
He wanted Earthriku too? Aster looks at Atreus and says in in an angry face, says, "We have to make sure he does not leave this place no matter what."
I'm trying to think of how to word this.
Interesting you entertain the idea of him surviving at all.
It's not so much I entertain the idea, it's more along the lines of, I wouldn't, as much as he's full of himself, I also could see him being the type to run.
We won't let that happen.
But Atreus is still looking towards the mosaic and just look at, like, even though he can't read the writing, he can understand like the meaning of it now because Dyrax explained it.
Yeah.
And he just does the thing of like slightly looking to his side, as if talking to Asta behind him. He says, "He's not going to make it out of here." And then turns his head slightly more so you can see he's turning to, like, he's specifically turned to his right side, or wait, no, hang on, it's his left side. So he's turned to the left and turns just enough so you can see his like blinded eye. And you say, "Besides, he already got the monster he wanted."
Aster will. His face will soften, and he will say, "Mayhaps you've done things that you aren't proud of, but for what it's worth, you are no monster to me. Just a man who sadly had a run-in with real monsters."
Just a man.
And you're a man who I have complete faith will help me make sure that this monster, one of them, does not leave. Doesn't hurt anyone else. I just have to make sure I get the sorcerer's heart.
Atreus fully turns around and starts marching like towards the door. And as he walks out the door, he says,
Atreus.
"Let's find the fucking thing."
I couldn't agree more. And, you know,
I will say this,
well,
once Atreus heads out a little bit further, Dyrax will actually finally approach you and place a hand on your shoulder. All I have to say is this. You may be a bit rough around the edge, you not know much. But a monster is only as much of a beast as it is as its creator. However, once off the shackles of an abusive hand, even the most terrified of animals still blossom into something. All I can do is I pray you find that healing today. For I know those same emotions that are driving you.
Aw.
Atreus,
aw,
And then he's just gonna continue moving. Oh, did you want
Atreus
to
just-
have your moment?
No.
I'm sorry.
You can keep walking. Atreus just stands
Okay.
there and just looks at the back of him. Doesn't say a word. Doesn't move yet. Just kind of sits there.
Aster will come up beside him, give him a small pat on the shoulder, and say, "Let's go. We have much to do. And we thankfully have an ally on our side. Not only understands us a bit, but will help us greatly."
If I could break the fourth wall, I'd just have him say, but he's got the same voice as the fucking bad guy.
Shut up. Shut up. Don't mention that.
Don't mention his previous voice acting work. Don't ruin the immersion.
Also, since we have a quick moment, since we're having a silly moment, Rosa, yes, Aster PNG. I'm glad you like it.
And
Also, hi,
actually,
Nanako.
before we go inside, I'm gonna get some food real quick because I realize I'm hungry and I had a little bit too much to drink.
Yeah, how long are you gonna? Here's a question: how long are you gonna take?
I'm gonna just toss some pizza rolls in the air fryer, so 10 minutes.
She just like me for real, for
That's
real.
enough time. Okay, so that's enough time for me to make some lunch as well.
Everyone make some
I was about
food.
to say, if that's the case, can we call a quick break? Because I need food
Exactly.
as well.
Go
Yes.
break then. I'll entertain chat.
Okay.
Okay, so while we have break time, first things first, the Daisy Bell thing. Ava. So here's the thing. I know Ava sung that
I'll sit here for a second. What did you think of that?
That was fucking terrifying. That was fucking terrifying and beautifully great and ooh, it was so atmospheric. Like, that was so great. I couldn't even recognize it was Ava singing because that was Ava singing, guys. That he mixed into that and altered.
Yeah. Fun fact. And then after that, the two laughs. The first one is Draco's laugh that he sent me. Obviously, heavily altered to sound. Fuck's sake, get the phone call. I'll be right back.
Play it again for the bestie. He can. It's Sunny who played it, so Sunny can play it whenever Sunny
No, I
gets
can't.
back.
Actually no. Austin was the one that played it.
Oh, never mind then. Austin will play it when he gets back. I thought it was Sunny who played it. But it was so good. It was actually genuinely terrifying. I genuinely sat here and had like a shiver go down my fucking spine. I'm like, oh, that's creepy. You know, Ava singing, not in the way you think, Rosa. Not in the way you think. Ava's singing voice was using the way that got Aster looking like. They got Aster looking like this. Because honest to God, they heard it. The characters heard this music and song and the laughter. It was creepy. It was good. Like, creepy singing, like, Daisy, Daisy, give me your everything. And it's so crazy because you want to know what's crazier? The fucking song relates to the situation. Like, Aster Atreus.
Nah, I wasn't gonna do that.
Everything. Something like that. Like, it relates to that
Nah.
in a way. No, I'm not saying you did that. I'm saying it can. The original song, the lyrics can still apply to the situation at hand.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
was saying that.
Otherwise, let me play the bit of it. Here we go. So let me pause that.
Okay, you're about to hear it, guys. You're about to hear it.
All right. I fucking love this. It's fully muted. Hang on. Here we go. And something that me and Sunny half agreed on was that I think we agreed on this. That or it's a headcanon thing I have. This was the Necromancer's favorite song as a kid.
Oh, God.
I think. I don't know if that's canon or not. It might be. And then the rest of it's for the boss battle.
Oh, my God. Also, no weed gummies. Tell your mother no weed gummies.
Hey y'all, weed gummies.
No weed gummies. Tell your mother very strictly no weed gummies. But also, I do want to say this. Jesus fucking Christ. Interesting thing. Interesting thing. I almost did not play Aster for this campaign. This song would have been 10 million times creepier because the other character I was going to play, guys, surprisingly enough, would have matched with Oscar and would have also been an undead character. Her thing was she died, and her lover, after losing her, went mad and became a necromancer out of revenge and out of a desire to bring her back. And I want you to know, if I had played her and this fucking song played, I would have been even more scared. Because for her, the necromancer we're dealing with would have been her lover from when she died. And it would have been terrifying to hear the song he probably would have sung to her.
Okay.
Twisted.
Okay. Okay, hang on. I will be right back. I'm gonna leave the VC for a second.
Take your time. But essentially, I almost didn't play Aster. I do not regret playing Aster, by the way. I love Aster. I love my boy here. But oh my god, guys. If I had played her, we would have had a fucking crazy ass evil necromancer who was also a yandere. That would have been creepy and extra scary. Because just, I don't know, man. The thought of that being pointed at one person and I was playing that person, that would have been scary. Yandere, the necromancer, if I had played my other character, would have been. I have been summoned. No, Taser, not a female yandere. I know you're looking for a girly pop, but it's not a girly pop. I'm talking about how I almost didn't play Aster. The other character I was thinking of playing for this campaign, she would have been undead, and her lover, when she died, was a wizard, basically, who, after she died, because she died in front of him while they were running away together, basically, he would have, basically, after her death, he went mad and became a necromancer to basically get vengeance on the kingdom. Because I'll just say that she was a princess and the kingdom assassinated her. But basically, she would have been his obsession. She would have been his obsession. And it is, it would have been creepy, extra creepy if I played her. Because I feel like this would have been sung and whispered into her fucking ear. Because the necromancer would have been her lover.
This is gonna be fun.
Sonny,
what you're gonna see is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, Sonny, this would have been terrifying if I had played that character, wouldn't have? He would have been singing that in her ear, whispering it like, Daisy, Daisy.
Oh. Yeah, no. It would have been terrifying for her.
Just to see her lover turn into this monster. I could already see it. She would have just, from how I made this character, it would have been something like, she would have 110% been something like, said something like, what has become of you, my love? Don't let her give you the gummies. Don't let her do it. Tell her you will take them another time, but not tonight. Tonight's not the night. You have responsibilities. You promised. No gummies.
Draco, resist.
No gummy. Resist for actual real. Like seriously resist. Like all the love to your mother, respect. I get it, but no weed. But oh god, Sonny.
Huh?
Sonny, no. If I had played her, I've got an idea of what you would have done for that fucking room if it was for her instead.
What?
It would have been a portrait of her in a fucking wedding dress. Some weird, creepy wedding dress shit. With his arm, with skeleton arms around her or something. Like, probably like caressing her literal heart. That would have been creepy. Oh God. In an alternate reality, this is what's happening. In an alternate reality. I know she's genuinely being pushy. Well, just keep stating your boundaries calmly and it should be fine. You got this. You are a strong man.
Finally, I got her to quit.
Okay, good.
I am back.
We're happy to have you back.
Welcome back, Draco.
I know. It's funny. Basically, it was kind of like, oh, come on, we had the puff circle and everything. Don't you want to join it? I got a new canister. It's like, I can, but Mom, I would love to, but I got shit. I need. It's like, come on, you usually don't say no. You love spending time with me. I'm your mother. And I'm like, Mom, please, I have something I need to do. I made a promise to a friend. I will happily do this with you later. It's like, but you love me. So it's like, she's already far gone.
Oh, it's not a thing of she's being pushy because she's really wanting somebody to take some with her. It's a thing of she's literally too gone, too up in the sky to be rational.
Yeah, right now I am the only sober person in the house right now.
Damn.
Hey, you do you. Different folks, different strokes.
Okay.
But thank you for being responsible, dear Draco.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, dude, of course I'm gonna be responsible. I mean, come on, I may be a stoner, but I'm at least gonna be a functional.
Well, thank you.
That's a good quote. We need to put that in the quote book.
I may be a stoner, but I'm gonna be a functional stoner. That's
I mean, that's my genuine philosophy. I'm just gonna say, if you're gonna get high, either be
I'm still not
responsible
quite
about
back
it,
in.
or time
I'm
and
back in
place.
the VC.
Oh, sweet.
Is everything okay, Austin?
Hi, Austin.
Yeah, I just had to join a different VC for like someone needed to talk for a second, but it's fine. I still need to go make my food though, so I'll be back.
Okay. Take your time.
But anyway,
But you're gonna like what you see, Senna. You're really gonna like what you see. You're really gonna like what you see.
Either I'm gonna have some valid theories come true, or I'm about to piss my pants.
Please don't do that on stream. We don't need those sickos in our chat.
No piss ASMR for any of you. None.
Don't say that.
No piss ASMR.
yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Sonny. No, great. Now we gotta pay for the Patreon content. It's not gonna be on live stream.
Exactly. That'll be $30 on Patreon, please and thank you.
Wow, you're selling yourself kind of cheap, aren't you?
I'm not big enough to sell it for like 100 yet. Gotta work it up a little.
Yeah, but you're like worth it.
Oh no, I'm worth it.
Fuck.
I'm worth it. It's just business strategy, Gotta sell that PSMR at like $30 right now. Make it reasonable. At least seem reasonable.
Yeah, fair. I mean, that's kind of what I do with my art.
Why is this what my D&D game has become?
Because you started this. Because you started this. You gave me material to work with, and now you get to regret it.
Sonny, this is
gonna be-
D&D. What did you expect?
And it's gonna be even worse with Witchlight because I'm playing a sassy, mouthy jokester of a character. So he's just me. He's just gonna be me.
Anyways, I got my pizza rolls.
Nice. Austin still not
Oh,
back.
okay. So I see for Witchlight, we're both being ourselves, essentially. All right, we'll find
Yeah.
out how good we actually get along.
Oh yeah. But
Guys, if I don't get invited after Witchlight, you know why.
hey, don't you call me out like that. Don't you call me out like that on stream. If you're gonna do it, at least do it on Twitter. Do it on X. Or do it on the toxic website.
Okay, you know what? Fine. Senna, when I debut, you and me, we beefing. We'll
Good.
already have
I need that.
I'll already try canceling it. I'm
Good. I need that clout.
I'm building the document as we speak.
Good. I need that clout.
Matter of fact, actually, you know what, Sina, I'm gonna make you stream assets, and then I'm gonna claim you didn't appreciate me because you didn't pay the $2 to use them every stream. God, that fucking. I'm sorry to bring it up, but it's like.
No, it's funny. I know what you're referencing. That shit's funny though.
Yeah. Dude, it's just because.
Oh, that's funny.
Last I checked, are those already like supposed to be stated in the descriptions? Like, isn't that the whole point of like commercial use? Excuse me, are we just blatantly ignoring creative rules now?
People try to get more bang for their buck, and sometimes they do it in ways that are not the most smiled upon ways.
Yeah.
But to move on, just wow. I just find it funny that we took this into a piss joke, though.
Well.
Either my theories are going to be valid, or I'm going to piss myself in fear. One of the two. So that's figuratively, not literally. That pissing myself part.
Well, I got my pizza rolls. I also
Nice.
got some chips.
Nice. But, I was going to say something else. Actually, no, I don't have anything else to say. Besides the fact that, Sunny, we have got to do, like, headcanons of that character. Or at least think of, like, what could have possibly been done for her had I had played her. Because, like, ooh, that would have been so cool, some of the shit you could have done. Also, I will say
that
this.
would be actually really fun. Also, I had to mute my mic for a second because I was pouring a bag of chips.
Understandable. I will tell you guys this. Sunny, when I did tell her about that, how some of this stuff would have been different if I had played that character, Sunny did tell me this. During that fight with the Minotaurs, if I had played her, Sunny would have probably done something where the Necromancer would have fucked with her, like tried to control her, and literally would have said some creepy shit like, "Come to me, my heart."
Let me say it for you. Come to me, my heart.
That would have been so terrifyingly sad.
Come to me.
Yo, you know what would have been
my heart.
Oh, you know what would have been so interesting? He would have been so frustrated with Oscar, but then he would have been so happy with her, the way she is. He would have said, I perfected the undead for one, the other not so much.
Or he would have been a whole total fucking hypocrite about it.
Yeah.
Knowing how I wrote his fucking ego.
Yeah. So do you want to see a whip of the anime emote while we wait? Yes, I would love to. Is it okay to show on stream, Ava? But he would have he probably could have been a hypocrite. He would have called everybody else's emotions stupid and shallow and worthless. And then he would have said his own for her and hers for him would have been the only valid ones around. He would have been that kind of hypocrite, wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I'll tell you this right now. If she had not, if I had played her and she didn't make that skill check, oh my god, it would have been like a Mario Princess Peach thing with her ass getting kidnapped. That would have been, damn. That would have also been scary.
God damn.
Yo, we got a
I'm
raid
back.
during a break time. Perfect timing before we actually even got back into the game and roleplay. Trico!
Yay!
Trico!
Yay!
Ooh, 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 wow, wow. Ooh,
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 wow,
ooh, wow,
wow.
wow, wow.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Ooh,
wow,
ooh, wow, wow.
wow. Ooh, 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 wow,
Ooh,
wow.
ooh, wow, wow.
They can't actually hear it on stream.
Aw.
Yeah, I have it turned off specifically so it doesn't interrupt roleplay moments. But Trico, how we stream? What were you streaming? And thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. My name is Senna. I'm a living Seminole VTuber. I'm a variety streamer. I usually don't look like this. This man in the blue with the with the blue hair, with the blue frosted tip hair and the blue eyes. This is my D&D character. We are doing D&D tonight, and I am currently my D&D character. Oh my god! Really, Draco? Go sit in the corner.
Joke's on you, I already am.
God damn you. But Trico, how was streaming? What were you streaming? But yeah, we're doing a D&D session. We're in the final dungeon, and we're getting super close to the final boss. And I'm playing my D&D character here, known as Aster. He's a wild magic sorcerer. And yeah. But how was streaming? What were you streaming? And thank you again for the raids. It's always good to see you, Trico. How you been? But
We'll be right back. I'll be right back. Ow.
Take your time. My commands ain't going through, so I can't shout out right now. I can do it. Don't worry, I got it. And shout out Trico. For those of you that don't know, Trico is a fellow VTuber who does interviews and also does gaming streams and stuff. And just chatting streams. He's super nice, super cool, super fun. Just all around a very nice man. Very nice and very sweet. So yeah. If you don't follow Trico, you should follow Trico. As I choke on air. Oh, Ava sent me the whip of her animated emote. It's cute. Here, I can show it on stream real quick. I can show it on stream when I get a proper media source thing on instead. But guys, this is cute. Look at this little whip that Ava drew. Oh, I need to loop it. It's gonna replace this one. It's cute. It's very cute. That's adorable. That's adorable. Ava, I'm proud of you. Your art skills have come so far, and you have an amazing style. I'm proud of you. Also, for Trico and anybody who came with the raid, if you need to raid and run, if you need to go eat, drink, sleep, do after stream care, 110% go do that. Do not feel obligated to stay. If you do stay, we would love to have you here to hang out. But if you gotta raid and run, it's completely understandable. And now we just wait for the Sunny, for the DM master to come back. And where did I throw my phone? That's where I threw my phone. The hearts are gonna be the tricky part for me. Understandable. That is a tricky thing to animate. Anything else anybody wants to share? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Uh,
I don't really got much to say. I'm sorry.
So what's the deal with airline food? It's that quiet. It's that awkward. I had to whip out airline food. The baby chicks are still silly. Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, I can whip out something to get chat going.
No, wait. Change my mind. I don't want you saying those words, actually. I don't want you whipping anything out.
What, you don't want to see the work? You don't want to see the work in progress? I can share work in progress. No, I'm kidding.
Don't you spoil what I commissioned. Don't you spoil.
Why are you talking about? What commission? What, is this supposed to be a surprise from me? Wow,
He's
so you're
messing
really
with me.
bad at this SP.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
look
smack
what you
you,
fucking done.
goddammit.
you just fucking spoiled.
I'm gonna fucking smack you, I swear.
Oh yeah, I was gonna show you the other artwork.
I'm back. I'm sorry that took a second.
It's okay.
I got a heating pad. We're technically a heating peep.
Understandable. 110%. You hook it up. Also, Tiz, and I will say I'm usually too tired after D&D streams to do that. I'm usually just down for chitty chatting, not really doing much of gaming. I also have been sleeping more after I finish stream, so I will be honest with that and say I usually have started recently passing out directly after stream. It's fine. Thank you for understanding, Tiz. And with that, is everybody here? Is everybody ready?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, Draco, you good? You ready?
Yeah, I'm good. I
Then
guess my mic didn't pick it up.
Then I will let Austin I will let Austin start up the music again, and I will let Sunny take lead of the stream again.
Indeed. So, you all are walking to the front entrance, right?
Yeah. Keeping our eyes peeled for anything, or at least Aster is. So
Alrighty.
his head.
Nothing really approaches you as you're walking through the front door, though.
We're not going. I guess we're. Are we go? Did we just go through the front door? Where's the front door?
Oh, front door is right over here.
Okay. So obviously, before we enter, I'm guessing 2 in the front, Aster in the back, or 1 in the front and 2 in the back. Whichever way we want to go with this.
I think the big guy in the front works.
Yeah, of course. I didn't know if he wanted the other big guy by him.
Yeah, I'll be side by
What's
side.
he gonna
with
do?
Atreus.
Yell back in my day?
But are there any windows or anything, Sonny?
Nope. Nothing really approaches you until you get to the front door. And I will reveal the first room by doing this. Wait, clicking on
I
this.
asked if there were windows,
Bam!
but okay.
Oh, and there are no windows.
Okay.
Well, there is right here, but
Okay.
it leads to just a very small bedroom.
Okay. So in that case, then, Aster will let Atreus and Dyax take the lead. He's like, the only way forward is in, so...
All right. As I will say, this Dyrax will already pull out his shield and mace and get into somewhat of a defensive position. And I take the first step through the door. What do we see?
You see, and I'm gonna quickly move some stuff around in the fog of war. So give me a couple seconds.
Okay.
Right.
They're in the goddamn walls.
Right.
They're in the goddamn walls, Jerry!
There you go.
They're in the walls. They're in the goddamn walls.
Do we spot anything of interest from just where we're standing?
So you see that the room ahead of you leads to a very big room. And you also notice that with how the walls look, they look old and decrepit and definitely struck down by something heavy. And these are the remains. If these were not made of stone, it would look like a flick at the right angle would cause the entire thing to collapse.
All you hear Aster
Lovely.
say is, this really is Dracloon. For the stone to be this old.
Upon seeing the decrepitness, Atreus reaches onto his back and unclips his warhammer from his back and just swings it out and just has it in one arm and just looks around.
Now, you do see a hallway
Some better
going
days.
along here. And you also see a hallway going along here. But you also see a big room in here. And from what you can see through these little doorways, it looks like it was cleared out. Not naturally empty, but cleared out.
Now here's the question: which one has the objective marker?
I'm
It has not been
sorry.
revealed yet.
sorry. This is not Oblivion or Skyrim or Fallout. You don't get a marker. We're playing Divinity Original Sin here.
This is not Just Cause 3.
Yes, I love how the quest just says find a necromancer now. Thank you, quest guide.
Find.
Well, I personally,
Wait.
we can either continue going further, since that seems to be a fairly decent area, or I trust having the space here, because admittedly, it looks a bit cramped and confined.
Let's check out the larger room.
If we were to
first.
head.
Let's check out the larger room first, I'd say, before we continue down any hallways. I'm not exactly too keen to be trapped in a tight, confined space, especially if any of his experiments are lurking around. But, Astra recommends moving forward and keeping eyes open and perceptive.
And Atreus.
And I will
is
remind you,
just-
Sonny, Astra's lantern is lit in case anything, because it should reveal anything invisible or any traps.
Alrighty. Now, you're going into this
Atreus.
room, so let me do this.
Yeah, Atreus is
Move
just
this out of the way.
slowly taking steps forward until about here.
Is Dirax
Wait,
following him?
Yeah.
Do. And Astra
Is
is
the old
behind.
man following?
Now, what you
Where's
see
my
is
tray?
a cleared out theater. There are no seats. There are no concessions. There is not even doors into this room. This room was ransacked and cleared out. And honestly, a very decrepit, caved in stage. With the wood rotten and barely standing as it is, even with it being caved in.
Aster is like, oh, it's just like, well, that's unpleasant.
Can I have Dyrex approach a little bit closer and notice anything about the part here?
Could you ask that question again? It just went right over my head.
Same.
I'm basically asking, is there anything particular about the stage here?
You get closer and you look, and the closer you look, underneath, like, you would get about, like, right here before you see it. But what you see underneath all the wood is a bed of mushrooms. Itty bitty baby ones. But mushrooms.
Can I roll potential nature check to identify these, or survival, or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, whatever. It's the same mod. We're going to see how this works. That's a 12.
These look like, or they look similar to milk cap mushrooms, but you can definitely tell, and this is all that you can tell, they are no longer milk cap mushrooms.
Okay.
Is everything okay?
Just some odd mushrooms under the stage.
Do not touch those, whatever you do.
I wasn't really planning on it.
In fact, be exceptionally, exceptionally careful. Due to the fact that, well, his experiments have involved mushrooms. And I suspect anybody infected with them, depending on how their body is, may turn into one of the undead.
Huh. Cool. Fungus-based undead. Definitely an oddity to me.
But that's all that's in this room, Sonny?
That is all that's in that room. It has definitely been shown signs of being ransacked. And that is really it.
Alright.
Okay, so upon stepping back, Astra will say, I think we should check. And as he gestures this way, to the left here.
Why so?
Well, from what I could tell when we were walking up, the main rooms, or at least the main most important rooms, seem to be to the right. We need to find you know what before we get there.
Huh.
And I'm deciding to say different words because you don't know who's listening, who has ears where.
Fair enough.
Atreus, come along.
The Holy Trinity.
This way. We're going this way. Because from what we saw outside, Aster could see that a majority of the larger parts of the building were to the right. So he wants to check these side rooms that would seem less important in case any of them may have the Sorcerer's Heart.
And now I must move some stuff around really quickly in the fog of war. Now, you walk in this way and you see this room, and what you see in here is another ransacked room, which is, I didn't draw these mainly because I didn't know how, but you see a bunch of empty clothing racks and empty crates. More than likely, this was a dressing room.
Regardless, stepping in a little bit further and then looking around. Is there anything notable that catches our eye, or
Yeah,
you
same
know.
for Aster. Is there anything he notices through the
Perception.
room that catches his eye?
As for Trace,
Each individual clothing rack has like a label,
What do they say?
and more than likely it was a signal to, at the time, its next production. And there is only one singular rack that is left alone, or more so, in a way, left standing upwards. And before I read you what that one says, the ones that a bunch of says before says stuff like Act 1 servants, Act 1 main characters, Act 3 swimming attire, and then the one that is left entirely alone and actually still has like a couple dresses on it says Act 2 wedding scene.
Sonny. Sonny, did you put my girl in here or some shit? joking. This feels more like a call to something to. This feels more like akin to Oscar and the Fair Lady, probably. Uh, but
But on that rack, there is a single garment missing, as there is a singular empty hanger.
what else is left on the rack? Also, that silence. Ava has a point. The silence. What else is left on the rack?
It looks to be a couple of bridesmaid dresses, as well as various suits that are meant to be for the groomsmen, and as well as one that is more than likely for the groom himself.
So then, what's missing is a wedding dress. Sonny, I just want to say this. If you did, just for shits and giggles, put her in here, I just want to say, let me do the description of her face, please. Again, I'm joking.
And also, I'm just gonna say the niche, like the name I gave the song for the very end of this campaign, was now feeling very on point for some reason. Because Sunny, you remember the name I originally gave it, right? I'll send it to you. That's the wrong person. It feels a bit on the nose.
Oh God.
Was that intentional?
Continue
that
on.
you liked that name?
Let's continue on.
You don't get an answer to that one, buddy. But Aster will comment and say, "How odd with that one. It has every other piece of article of clothing: bridesmaid, groomsman, the groom, but the wedding dress is missing." Why would the wedding dress be gone?
I guess we'll never know.
It's not important at the moment. So I say we continue on unless there's something else you both notice.
Nah. No. Nothing.
Then I will let you both take the lead as we continue.
The trace will go into this doorway and stop at the end of the little hallway.
Alrighty.
And
So I will
Direct would
then-
assume position at the other end.
I'm gonna move this then.
Aster will walk into the hallway.
And I will say this. Dyrex, do you see the... Do you look at all at this door?
Yeah.
It says women's bathroom. Like a sign on the door.
Oh, well, then let's not go in there.
Okay, super quick. Is this like a closet thing, or is this just like a bench?
A bench.
Okay.
Aster will walk up forward
right.
this way. Is there anything written on this door?
Unisex bathrooms.
Ah, okay.
/ family bathrooms.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Trace walks right past all the doors, looks over here, I guess looks over towards the beds. Just sleeping quarters.
Yes.
And what's this? What's the state of this room?
Disheveled, broken down. The sheets on the beds look like they're rotting themselves. You can see some mushrooms poking out from the bed sheets and from the pillows themselves. And on this one in particular, you see a little teddy bear.
And I thought the mushrooms would be the most unnerving part.
What's on this door? Men's.
No, that says general showers.
General. What does this door here say?
Men's bathroom.
As Astra's going, he says, "We should keep an eye out for anything he could use still for hiding. You know what?"
What's this
I
door
see-
say?
This one doesn't have a sign at all.
Trace opens the door and just looks inside.
You see a bedroom.
The state of the bedroom.
Disheveled, broken, rotten. But this time you see some I don't really know how to describe it other than walking aids. Clearly meant for somebody who was older, old enough to where they couldn't take care of themselves very well.
Also, I would like to say, how does that teddy bear look since we're much closer now to it? Does it look any different as we're passing by?
There's mushrooms sprouting out of it, including one from one of the eye sockets.
Creepy and disgusting. I say we keep going. So, Atreus, take the lead once more.
No.
God damn you.
Okay. And then fog of
Re-
war. Fuck off.
Reveal.
Okay. Trace just stands in the doorway to the hallway. Anything down this way?
There are a couple skeletons.
Where?
Where?
It looks to be 3 in total. 2 adults, 1 child. In
Oh.
particular, one skeleton, bigger than the others, is holding the other 2 close, with the smallest skeleton in between them.
Oh.
Atreus looks over at the skeletons. Like looks over at them, stands there for a second, and before walking this way, he says, "Keep your eyes on those."
Astra will say, if you prefer, Dyrax could. He does look sad as he says this. He says, Dyrax could hit them with his mace. Though I can't lie, I'm not fond of the idea of having to destroy the skeleton of what's obviously a child and their parents.
I can agree. It does not bring me any joy to do so, but
Safety.
right now we can't really afford risk.
This is entirely true. Do what must be done, even if it is something that we don't like.
If anything, to test it out. As Sunny, I'm assuming, like, is it here, or because you didn't exactly point out where, or at least unless I missed it.
Like around
Okay.
here.
Now, what Dyrex is going to do is I'm going to have him pull out one of his vials of water, and I'm going to have him finger dabble it some, and I'm just going to have him dap Skull on the forehead, holy water.
I will say this. If you were to get closer, you would notice that the bigger of the 2 skeletons was definitely an orcish man by the tusks. While the second smallest one didn't have these, while the smallest of them had 2 very tiny tusks.
Damn.
Sad times.
I don't got much. I don't got much of a reaction. That's still a dead family. Like what? Oh, God
I
forbid
know.
an orc and a woman
I just wanted
fall
to.
in love.
I just wanted to say the detail.
I know.
To the atmosphere.
Yeah.
All right. Trace opens this
Right.
door. What's this bedroom look
I
like?
presume there's
Wait, your turn.
I
though?
presume there's no reaction.
There is no reaction actually.
All right, so then that's when he's gonna take the mace and
And what you cut off there?
And then he's at least going to swing him.
Swing. And they fall apart.
At least there was no suffering.
I'm thankful for that at least.
Continue.
Now you can go, Austin.
Now you can go.
Trace
Yeah.
opens this door. What's this bedroom look like?
It looks like another room, but this time it is full of sewing materials. Clearly, the person that lived in here before liked to sew. And you see and actually, could you give me a perception check real quick?
So that's 20.
You see that there's something underneath.
Trace
Some-
walks in and
Oh, never mind. Go. I got to let you lead with this one. I gotta see what you do.
Trace gets on one knee and leans down, looks under the bed. So what's the boogie monster doing these days?
You see underneath the bed a small tabaxi skeleton.
What's the tabaxi again?
Cat person.
Cat person.
Okay. Is there anything to it?
They're huddled in a fetal position.
Is there anything else around the room besides the sewing
No.
materials? Okay.
Aside that, no.
Trace stands back up and walks out and just looks at the others, and just goes, "Don't look under the bed," before walking this way.
I'm guessing Dyrax is gonna go take care of that one too.
Yeah.
Swing.
That's the wrong room.
Fear the fog of war.
Hold on. Let me switch settings. Fog. Click. Delete.
Okay. Take this one first. So, door swings open. What's in the supply closet?
Cleaning supplies, or at least what used to be cleaning supplies.
Well,
More
hey,
than
it was a
likely,
supply
definitely
closet.
expired.
Yeah, it was a supply closet. I wasn't wrong.
There is also a broom and a mop that's growing mushrooms.
Is there a bucket for the mop?
The bucket
That is
and a
full
mop
of
for this.
What? Eh.
More like mushroom covered. I don't want to say it. Not with Aster's face as my face.
That's some mushroom covered pussy.
I can't do it with Aster as my face. I looked over and I was like, that can't come out his sweet mouth.
I'm spraying you with deodorant. Get clean.
I smell.
I smell
It's lavender.
Better.
Ooh, lavender.
Lavender's a bit too strong for me. It give me a headache.
And then walks in here. Swing. How's this bedroom?
Holy shit, lemon pledge.
It's another bedroom.
How's the bedroom? That was the question.
'Barren.
So just the bed?
just the bed, and I should probably specify, unless I specify otherwise, most of the stuff in the rooms is going to be sprouting mushrooms.
Okay. For the sake of ease, then, when you open doors, just ask straightforward and be like, "How's this room look?" Just be like, just be straightforward with it, quick, like we did with the trap houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
swing this door, this room.
It's a double bedroom, and it looks definitely like it's like a room of parents with a toddler.
Anything of
Or I'd
note
probably say,
other than the big bed?
other than the big bed, a crib in this corner.
Right. And then see. Goes up to the crib. Is there anything in the crib? Please say there's nothing in the crib.
A blanket.
Is the blanket wrapped around something, or is it just a blanket?
It's just a blanket.
Good.
With a rat! I'm kidding.
No. Then swing. What's in the 5-year-old's room?
It is actually, it does look like a 5-year-old's room.
That's even
Cool, but-
funnier.
I will say that
Anything?
there's supposed
anything
to be a
specific?
door here. There's supposed to be a door here. I forgot.
So then,
Well,
you
well, in that-
basically just
in that-
whoosh.
Yeah. In that case,
It is a bunch of mushroom covered clothes of various sizes that go from older to newborn.
okay. Trace then just backtrack because there's nothing really of note. And then fuck off war.
Fog! Oh, let me click the things.
I said fuck off war, not fog of war. Alright.
This one's a little loop-de-loop.
Waltzing down the
Loop-de-loop.
promenade, I'm going to die today.
Waltzing down the promenade.
This door does have a name on it.
What's
Does
he
it
say?
say Oscar?
No, it says Crazy Joe.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh.
And it has a padlock on it.
You're serious? It says Crazy Joe.
It does say Crazy Joe.
That is fucking funny.
So Atreus takes his warhammer, takes the like butt end of it, and just smashes the padlock. Do I need a roll for that?
No.
Okay. Just smashes the padlock. And then
This is the only non-mushroom infested room that you have seen yet, and there is a skeleton in the corner huddled in a fetal position, and the room looks padded.
Damn, crazy. Crazy Joe. Oh no, they really did lock you up in here.
So no, I didn't know we found your room.
Bitch!
No, I'm kidding. This is my room. I'm Joe. I'm dead. I'm Joe.
I always knew you were a fucking Sega.
I will also say there does look like etched into the wall here. It looks like it has the first letters of every day of the week, and it has and it says like above it like meal prep, and it has like etched into the wall lines where you're supposed to write the meals, and there are no meals on it, more than likely due to time.
Trace, when he looks at this wall and notices. Fuck off, I'm stimming. Atreus, when he notices the writing on the wall and sees that there's no food, like looks back at the skeleton and is like, poor bastard probably starved to death.
Oh, that's horrible. If there's nothing left, if there's nothing more here, we should go. And waltzing down the promenade.
Yeah, I was about to say, Assy, you're gonna go first.
Waltzing down the
Fucking
promenade.
move,
Gonna
you
go
dragon!
He's gonna make room so you guys can easily walk ahead of him.
Waltzing down the promenade.
Then this means move, you dragon.
We also
Now you
didn't
just
check that. Yeah, we also didn't check this room. Just tell us real quick, because I know Austin will open it. Anything special about this room, or is it just another decrepit room?
It is another decrepit room
Okay, nothing specific about it. Nothing that catches our eye.
with a pickaxe.
With a pickaxe. This was Steve from
Child.
Minecraft's room.
As a child, I yearned for the mines. Hang on, there's a
Please.
chest in it. An ender pearl.
That would have been funny if you had put on the fucking door thing. It said Steve.
That's
I
next
am
campaign.
Steve. Next campaign is Steve in the Feywild.
No, but that would actually be fucking funny though.
I was gonna
My guy just walked
introduce
in.
the
It's like-
Enderman.
It's like, who are you supposed to be? I am Steve. What?
Anyways, you may continue on.
Move.
Dude, just walk.
Is that-
He can lead. As long as you guys stay up front, it's okay. Okay.
I mean,
So,
the
bursting
thing is,
open
my
that
thing
door.
is lagging.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, and every time I keep trying to move my thing, it says that one of you else grabbed it, and so it's like flying all over the screen for me. So that's why I
Refresh
stopped moving.
refresh the thing. Refresh the thing.
Yeah.
I've had to 3 times. It keeps getting
Um,
dragged around all over the screen for me.
How about this? For sake of ease, I will drag your token for you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Room.
It is a dining room.
Okay, nothing's there.
Dude, it's alright, nothing's there.
Anything in the dining room that stands out?
A lot of rotten food.
Then never mind. Let's keep
And
going.
it smells like
Hey,
eggs.
yo, Stacks!
Oh, no. No, you're not fucking Chowder. Go. You're not
And
Chowder.
Trace can eat rotten food, not get sick.
Yes, but we don't want to see that. Please, our own mental state of being is in jeopardy here.
Atreus, just I listen. I know divine health allows certain
I haven't eaten in
habits, but
days.
I have bread right here. Here.
Okay, let's get going. Doesn't matter. That doesn't happen. Let's get going. Fuck off, wall. Fuck off, fog. Go. Be
Hold on,
free.
hold
Yeah,
on,
here.
hold on.
Oh, sorry, I grabbed yours by accident, Jacob. My bad. For some reason, I sat there and thought it was mine.
Oh.
I know. God, who wouldn't want to be this whole face?
Okay. We'll go forward first. We'll go this way.
Can I peep into
Door.
this?
I see there's a door.
And then I grab this.
Well, hey! Get it? Because it kind of looks like hay. Anyway.
I'm dragging you into the corner.
Please.
You're in the corner now.
No! Alright. So, walking in, what is this substance?
A counter.
So it's not hay? Damn, I can't be a horse. If it was hay, I could throw down my horse and be like, hey, have a
I'll say
snack.
though, Direx, what are you doing in that hallway?
I was saying that I wanted to peek into this room since I noticed a door.
So that door does have a window, and you see what looks to be somebody dressed in white laying in a coffin.
Oh, well, I think
Did
I
it.
found our bride.
Right? Oh, oh no, the wedding dress.
Yeah, Dyrex is going to take a step back and let Aster peek through.
He'll take a peek through, and I see the same thing, right?
Yes.
You don't see a face or anything, though?
Not yet. It is out obscure based on your angle.
Okay. Aster will back up, and he'll go to die, say, why would he have just a random woman, a random body in a wedding dress? There has to be more to that. It can't just simply be just some normal woman, right?
I mean, if you're willing to risk it, we can go in and check it out.
Not without a trace.
Really hard to determine from this. Alright.
Before I move into
Atreus!
this spot, was there anything on this counter?
Rotten food.
I'm guessing he would have searched this whole area. Is that what was happening? Stop eating
Actually,
the rotten
yeah.
food, damn it!
So what's in this area?
A kitchen.
More than food. Okay. Anything of note besides more rotten food?
There is a skeleton in the cupboard. A dwarven skeleton.
Mother said we wouldn't have skeletons in the closet.
I will say this: it is incredibly sad because whatever happened here, the people hid to try and live, and it didn't work. Hiding didn't help them.
Alright. So there's a skeleton in a cupboard. What about in this little meat locker or whatever?
Ironically, it is a meat locker.
I'm
That is-
amazing.
That is a butcher's counter.
How many rotting cows are hanging from the roof?
7.
You just had to
7
ask.
and a pig.
You actually have a number for that.
You actually had to ask how many rotten cow carcasses are in there, didn't you?
And she had to say 7.
I wasn't done. There's 7, a singular pig, and a couple geese.
Yes!
Your brethren hang from hooks before you, dear sir. How do you feel? Just his goose PG hanging upside down in there. Just two geese. One of them, weirdly enough, is dressed in a suit with a fedora. You have no
I
idea
should
why.
Why the reason why you can
With-
tell it's a geese is because it's not plucked.
Alright, anyway. What do you fuck this one?
Aster will look at a Tracy because it's like, there's a room, this room over here, and like he'll gesture for him and Dyrex to back up. He's like, there's a woman's body in there dressed in a wedding dress.
What?
There's a woman's body in there dressed in a wedding dress.
Trace looks in, sees what they saw, and attempts to open the door.
It opens.
Be exceedingly careful. This I don't-
Remove thy fog.
Hold on, let me make sure I get the correct one. And
Is the lady here at the altar? Atreus takes extremely slow steps.
The wood underneath your feet creaks and creaks and creaks. And you look around the rest of the room and you see another theater, but this time it looks to be turned into a funeral home. Pews and chairs sit strewn about the room, meant to look up onto the stage. And as you get closer and you look at the lady in the coffin, Senna, would you like to describe that lady?
You did. Okay. I thank you. Is there? Let me
There's one
ask
detail
this.
that I will specify, but I just need you to describe her face.
Let me
Yeah,
ask this real quick. Is there a plaque? Is there a
No.
plaque anywhere? Okay. Then I won't say the name because I have her name. But you see a half-elf woman with dark tan skin and incredibly long red hair. It is tied up into low-hanging pigtails adorned with daisies and amelia flowers. And are her eyes open?
No, they are closed.
You cannot make out the color of her eyes, but from what you can see of her body, she is wearing, besides the wedding dress, fine jewelry and even makeup. The look she holds a look similar to that of what you would expect from a noblewoman. And
I would.
Oh.
If you're not done describing, you're not done describing.
and upon the last thing I'll say is, upon her cheek, you see one tattoo. That tattoo is that of an amelia flower with a daisy by it.
Now I'd like to take this time to just. This isn't the official name for it anymore. It's just like the final song for the thing is called the finale at this point. But one of the original names I had for it was Daisy's Wedding.
That's so fucking no, God.
And I had no idea about this. I didn't even know that character existed. I don't think you've ever told me about that character. If you had, I forgot.
Yeah, I don't think I told her
But-
to you. I think I
but
only ever
then-
told you I had an alternative character, but I didn't tell you her story.
But then, for a long time, and now I think I might change it back, the original name for the Necromancer fight song was Daisy's Death. Why does it line up so well? I don't know.
I want
I
you
don't
to
know.
I want you to know the funniest thing. Daisies and amelia flowers were part of her design originally. So this is actually all fucking coincidence that you guys lined it up so perfectly with her.
Teehee.
That's cool though, Sonny. That's cool.
Anyway,
I will
Anyway,
say
so
that there is
Trace-
another detail about the body that you notice that cannot be described by Cinna because Cinna does not know this.
the
The-
body's dead.
No, the body looks fresh or uncannily preserved. And another detail is that the front of the dress is sliced open, and
No.
Put them eyes away. Put them eyes away.
Fuck off with them peepers.
and the chest, the skin, and muscle has been torn off to reveal a empty rib cage.
Fucking no. No eyes, Draco.
Oh no. Oh no. The heart in the picture. The master's room.
Atreus just looks at this. And then like sees the open chest with no heart and looks at us. He's like, and he's like, "There's no heart in here."
Aster will slowly move over. He's like, there is no heart. There is no heart. Can I roll to see if he recognizes her face at all from anything?
Yes, you can.
History?
Yes.
Thank God I'm good at history. Where's my history? Yeah, I'm proficient in that. That's a +6 to that. That makes up for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dirty 20!
You recognize that this is a noble written from history. The only thing you know about her is her face and her name.
It's a noble
Everything else
written
has
from
been
history?
written from history. You know nothing about her besides her face and her name, and that she was shunned. That is it.
Aster's like, just that she was written from history and she was shunned. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I kind of recognize her from the books, from the old books, ones that were as old as the ones that told about Drakmoon. I don't
What do you mean?
know. I don't know how to put it, but this woman is ancient. I don't know much about her, just from what little I've found in books, but the best I can say is this was somebody who was written out of history, purposefully, and shunned. And her name was Amelia.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
All of us, or just Cinna?
Cinna.
Of course, you'd use my own character
I
against
will
me.
say this. The moment that name is mentioned, can I roll a history or no?
No. Unfortunately, because you do not
Okay.
have the time.
Okay.
That is
It was
perfectly
a
fine.
it was a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes.
Good thing I rolled better than that history check. That's a 19.
That is a fail. Atreus, Dyrax, I need you to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh, great. Thanks, Sonny.
Why'd
I
you turn
love
my
this
old
so
girl-
much.
Why'd you turn
So
my
how do
own
you
girl
feel-
against me?
Sonny, how do you feel? How do you feel?
Actually, I got a
Bruh,
19.
you had to like
Well,
you
you're not
didn't even ask me if you're gonna just like
Sonny, how do you-
disrespect her like this.
No, Sonny, how do you feel? I'm just disregarding your save. I got a 20 again.
Okay. Doesn't mean you don't get pushed back. Draco, what you get?
19.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
both don't fall on your asses, but what you two witness is a bubble get put around Aster, and I need to shrink it down. And, this is not a fire. I'm just using this one, and I gotta center this on Aster real quick.
Can I counterspell this?
Since you failed the save, no, you cannot.
But that's not a saving thing. That's a reaction thing.
You'll learn why.
God damn it. You didn't even ask me if you could put her in here. You're just gonna use my girl against me. That's just mean.
Who says I'm using her against you?
You-
And you both get pushed away from Aster.
All right.
And You see inside the bubble Aster go limp in a way where he's still standing, but he's just blankly staring out the wall in front of him, arms by his side.
Atreus immediately calls out, just, sir?
I'm gonna say he gets no response from me.
No.
No response.
Aster.
Yeah. After
Now let me
after a
ask.
few seconds of this,
Well, let me ask this: am I seeing visions?
You are, but we'll get to that in a second.
Oh, I'm gonna love this.
all of a sudden we start hearing this again. We start hearing this thing again. Instead.
I'm gonna like
Okay, there
actually
we go.
center this less and do this.
Oh, that's funny.
There we go. But do you two do anything?
Atreus reaches out to like touch, because it just looks like a bubble.
It just looks like a bubble, yes.
Goes to touch the bubble. What happens?
You just touch it. Nothing happens. It doesn't let you through. In fact, it feels like it feels in a way soft, but like not at all like soft enough to like give some give. Like think like a really one of those like bouncy balls that you get from like a coin slot or like those.
Yeah. Well, you can squish it, but it's not gonna pop.
Exactly.
So Atreus just like slightly pushes against it, and then like calls out to Aster inside it again. It's like, kid, you better fucking say something.
You get no response. He's
And
blank.
then Atreus stands back, punches the thing. Anything
Nothing.
happen?
Feels like you're punching a brick wall.
Atreus takes his warhammer and tries to slam the damn thing.
You really want? Oh my
Not
god.
not in a way that if he goes through, he's gonna hit Aster. In a way where he can just try and like hit it.
Dunk. Nothing.
What the fuck is this thing?
You know what? It's a long shot, but what just happened? Dyrax is going to take the initial vial of holy water he had earlier, and he's going to dunk the rest of it onto Aster and see if that does anything.
It splashes onto the barrier.
What the hell? So it repels physical objects. Even the holy water didn't pass through. Okay, Sunny, you can let me know if this might work or not. Can I try to cast Thaumaturgy and make tremors underneath Aster's foot to see if the ground shaking under him would get a response?
In a moment. I will let you test that in a second, but in the meantime, Aster, the moment you say her name,
God.
you see the world around you darken to where you can only see directly in front of you for maybe about 3 feet.
Oh god.
And you see on the edge of the coffin on the other side of her, hands grab before pulling itself above it. And you see the familiar face of who you used to know as Darwin Desmond.
He stares at him, just. He stares at him, absolutely shocked. As he's like, What? What are you doing?
Building the last of my plans. Now, dear Key, you are needed for one last thing. Do you try to move at all?
He tries to take a step back.
You feel your feet are frozen.
That shocked face turns to one of a bit of anger as he attempts to stay calm. What are you wanting from me?
I have spent a lot of time and effort. So, you're gonna do one last thing for me. And you see him pull from like behind the thing a green part that slightly glows. You are going to help me build my phylactery.
I will not let you do that to her. I will burn us all first. I don't know what your past is with her, besides just you calling her beloved. But I can take a guess that she wasn't a bad woman. Probably a very kind one. And I have a sneaking suspicion she wouldn't exactly be happy if you did that to her.
But would you do that to her? As he takes his other hand and he shows you an image, a image of a crying Aminta. Not a
His
cry of sadness, but a cry of physical pain.
Minta, what are you doing to my sister?
It's not what I'm doing, but more so the lack of what the gods are doing, lack of giving her the thing that she needs.
Repeat that. I didn't hear that at all at the end, Sonny.
Giving her, or a lack of giving her what she needs.
What could she possibly need?
The lily in her tea, dearie.
We know about the lily. It's withdraws. No different from a drug withdrawal. She'll hate it, and it'll feel painful. But she's not gonna succumb to anything. It's a drug withdrawal.
Oh, trust me, I can make her pain so much worse.
By doing what exactly?
You see him slowly crush the illusion as you hear shouts of pain get louder.
You absolute monster. monster.
In the flesh. Now. And he loosens it. Actually, a lot more than before. And you can hear her stop. As if the grip that he was holding before had added some pain to it. And he is now alleviating a lot more of that pain.
He is
So-
struggling to keep himself from combusting very much.
You are going to listen to me and do what I say. Or else. Well, I assume you know.
What do you want, you monster? What could you possibly need me for to help build her?
Simple. Siphon your magic into this, and he holds it in a way to where he's expecting you to like put your hand out and like hold it,
Put my
and
magic into
recite
it?
the words I tell you.
It's the heart from the painting, isn't it?
It is.
Question though. Is it glowing like the sorcerer's heart was?
It is.
Oh, I see what you've done. That's an illusion. I see what you've done. Aster sits there for a moment. He's like, he sits and ponders for a moment. Before he... So he's supposed to take the magic out of it, right? Is what he's telling him?
No, he's telling him to put some of his magic into the heart.
Okay, siphon has a different meaning. It means take out, Sonny.
Did I say that?
Yes.
Well, I did word it as siphon your magic into it.
That,
No.
see, it still is very awkward.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I probably should have worded that better. But anyways, he's saying to
so
put your
does-
magic into this.
He stops from... He breathes for a moment. He's like, what happens if I do?
You'll live.
What happens to her? He
I stop her
motions to the
pain.
woman. No. The poor woman in the casket. What are you going to do to this innocent woman?
She will become a soul cage, perfectly preserved for all of eternity.
You would do that to her? I thought you called her your beloved.
Why do you think I chose her as my soul cage?
Ew.
You would torture her for all of eternity? So when you
She
dare
would not
say
be
you
brought
love...
back. She will just remain at ease and at peace, preserved for eternity. She will
Okay.
not be brought back. She will not be in pain.
But I bet her soul won't be too happy. I bet her soul will feel it. Are you truly that selfish that you would do that to someone? Did she love you back? And if so, do you really truly love her back? Do you truly treat the person who I'm certain gave you so much and everything in such a way? Have you deluded yourself into such a thing?
You see him start to crush the image of Aminta before saying, I lost every last ounce of love in my heart the day that she was hung.
He lowers his head for a moment. before he looks at him and says, for a brief, before he looks at him and says, I still hate you. But for a brief moment here, I also can't lie. I pity you. You are.
I hear that, Austin.
The Aster says, for this brief moment, I also pity you. I guess the best reason I can say is because I guess you kind of look like what a Minta would be if I was gone.
Now, I suggest you take the heart and we begin. I'm not just willing to waste another second. Now, hand.
Aster takes a breath, and he takes the heart before looking at the woman in the casket.
I will say this. Direct, Atreus, from the outside look, inside you had seen a shadowy, wispy image appear behind the casket, looking at Aster. Before Aster lifts up a hand, and the wispy figure drops what looks to be a glowing green heart that causes his scars to light up.
You also recognize this from the painting
No.
in Aster's room from before.
Now you
Okay.
can try your thing, Direx.
Okay. Would it have worked?
To feel the rumble in the ground underneath his feet.
Yeah.
And Aster, you do feel this. You do feel a rumbling underneath your feet. I will
He
also
looks-
like to ask you to make an Arcana check real quick.
21.
Can you also make a quick insight check real quick?
Let me see. Let me look at my insight thing, because that one's not as high. Yeah, that's not as high. 19.
You immediately hold on to this heart and you realize this is real. This heart that you hold in your hand, it's real. It's not fake. As you see the scars along your arms and along your body begin to glow. This thing is the sorcerer's heart. This thing is real. He just handed it to you.
I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! I was gonna still
And-
do it!
Also, you notice as you look at him, this man really thinks that he has you 100% under his thumb. This man believes that you would kneel to the ground and kiss his boots if you were to mention to it because of his leverage. And you also notice that the thing that he holds in his hand is an illusion. It is not real.
I fucking knew it! I fucking knew it! I was gonna risk it still, even if I hadn't got this, but I would have fucking done it. I would
And you
still risk
also
that biscuit.
notice, you also realize you have the perfect chance to do your plan to siphon his magic in this very moment, as what you see in front of you is not an illusion either.
It is
This
at
man
moment.
really is this confident to do this and have the balls to have his actual physical form in front of you. This man is smart, but this man is arrogant.
Aster, upon realizing this, because he already had the sneaking suspicion. Aster, upon feeling his suspicions confirmed, he looks him dead in the eyes and he says, I'm going to do what's right. I'm going to do what should be done. I, Aster Destiny, will not let you succeed, no matter the cost, no matter the price I pay, no matter what happens to me. I will see to it that you will harm no one ever again. You will not become a lich. You will not become something that wishes to be akin to a god. You will be what you were always will be, a fool. And I will put my plan into motion in attempt to siphon his magic.
You begin, and I will describe this from the outside. Atreus and Dyrex, you see Aster just all of a sudden hold his hand forward, and the bubble will fall. But from inside, Aster, you put your magic into this before or pushing it out towards the necromancer, and it attacks him. You see all his veins glow as you can see the amount of magic being stripped from this man as the bubble will fall, and you'll see the necromancer over here, and I will kind of put it uneven on purpose as you just hear him shouting in pain as he is being siphoned of his magic before eventually
Yes.
it stops as you see his veins still glowing in reminiscent before just going, "You inky little brat!"
Aster Aster looks him dead in the eye and says, "You foolish man, Nesnar. You foolish, foolish fool. The most stupidest, arrogant of them all, who betrays even those who loved him and gave him everything. You who spits on the very history, the life of this poor woman. You fucking disgrace. You will harm no one, alive or dead. I will put you in your fucking place, and I will send you where you belong, to hell itself, where you will pay for the rest of eternity for every little thing you have ever done. You won't leave alive. You end here. This ends now." And I will say for everybody, Aster is glowing. Glowing, and it is not just he is glowing. The marks on his body have caught fire, but they are not hurting him. They instead appear to be growing, as if with every word they get stronger, but they don't lash out of control. It is growing, and at some point it looks as if it envelops his body, but not in pain. He does not scream. The best description to give is he almost appears as a burning, unending inferno being, almost as if he is made of determined fire that shall never go out.
Holy Undertale. I'm sorry. When I heard determined fire. Ironically, badass. You go, Aster.
And I'm gonna say this: the necromancer looks at you before looking at the other two, and he gets this panicked but still angry "oh shit" looks on his face before he phases through the wall.
Oh, no, you don't.
How smart would it be for Atreus to go and slam through the wall?
Make a strength check.
How would it be possible
That is 17.
just for the moment as well, just to add to it. Because I just want to see if I can get away with this. Can Aster blast through the wall with pure magic since he is teeming and spilling over with it?
Yes, you can.
Just without using a spell shot, just for him to blast through it with pure energy.
Yes.
I am happy to say I got another nat 20. Before you can bust... Before you can bust through that wall, You see the fire from Aster whirl around his hand, and almost as if it follows his orders perfectly, you see a concentrated blast of blue blazing fire shoot through that wall and make a hole big enough for the both of you.
Upon seeing that, Atreus just jumps through. But the fucker's not there.
Yeah.
You do see this door open.
Where'd he go?
Which door? Oh, there's a door there. I didn't even realize there's a door there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was a door there either.
Close
Aster's
the door.
following.
Fuck off. Move.
Oh wait.
Move.
Nah.
Yeah, it's fuck. Atreus is like full pelt sprinting.
You could.
Hold on.
Aster is going. You can feel the heat from his body as you run. As he runs
Get rid of
after.
the fucking stuff.
I will say this: you begin running towards him, and as you get closer, and he seems to get farther and farther and farther, and when you reach this tunnel, it is a relatively dark. There is not much light in this tunnel, and it becomes hard to see him.
Even with Aster and all his flaming glory, sorry, son, you can't see past this darkness.
I'm talking about like past the fog of war, is what I'm saying.
Oh. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Waiting. He's
Jacob.
pacing. He's pacing.
He's pacing. He's pacing.
And you go here and you look into the room, and the first thing you see is a big ass fuck off dragon skull.
Oh, no, that's totally not grim.
That's not good.
And you look into the rest of the room, and I gotta delete this too. You see an entire draconic skeleton wrapping around the room. It is massive. A dragon of this size, this would be beyond a normal ancient dragon.
So what I saw earlier when you said I could get a peek was a dragon. Shit.
I think it is a giant perm, so.
Yeah. You guys would be up front. Astra's not way
We'll
behind,
ask
but
you,
like
I will
Astra's-
ask you guys to stop there, please.
Yes.
As you do see the necromancer over here upon a podium with a big cauldron. As he is trying to get something to work before seeing you all there. It's just like, I am not going to have my efforts be done in vain. This will be the night you die.
No.
I don't care if I'll have to waste another 1,000 to get my plans to work again. I will not be the one to perish tonight.
No. You will. You are going to die. It's time to stop running. It's about
And
time
before
you
you can
face.
step any
Wait, I wasn't gonna
keep
step
going,
forward.
sorry.
I was gonna say, it's time you face the inevitable. It's time you face your own destiny. And I was gonna shoot a fireball at him.
Unfortunately, before you could do anything else, you notice, and Austin, can you start the music from the top again?
Just 2 seconds.
Before
I'm getting
continuing it on
I'm trying to
forward.
fucking change it. It's just being a bitch.
As
Can I pause
You
the other music
see-
on my end? Wait. Okay.
as a music starts from out of nowhere, as you soon see the necromancer grin increase. Unfortunately for you, this will be the night you die, whether you like it or not. Before he raises a hand and expends some magic towards the dragon's skull before it begins to move.
Oh no.
Damn.
As it sings,
Before anything's. Oh. Sorry.
as he laughs, and a magic begins to a small sphere begins to form in the mouth of this dragon as it hangs open. And magic begins to flow from it to him as he's getting ready to begin a fight. Unfortunately, because we do not have the time to complete an entire fight tonight, that's where we're going to be ending tonight's session.
Yippee! That was so fun! Oh, that was so fun at the end. I love the roleplay at the end.
We can listen to the rest of this though.
Yes, we can.
Oh, that was great. That was so fun. I'm glad I got to have my little anime moment.
Shit. Okay, that means that not next week, but the week after will be the next session because I'm not available next week.
Yeah. We will be having a fight.
Yeah.
And then depending on how long the fight goes, we may after the fight have one more session that is but an epilogue to tie up loose ends.
Would you like to know exactly what you did mechanically?
Yes.
Yes.
You essentially stripped his access to anything above a level 4 spell slot, meaning you stripped him from level 5 to 9.
So,
Oh,
would it
fun.
be possible to use that heart on him again?
Fortunately for you, you have gained yourself an access to one singular use of a 9th level spell slot.
Of a 9th level spell slot?
Oh dear lord. Oh no.
Okay.
Do you pick the spell for me? Or does it have to be from what I already have?
It is from what you already have, and it is one spell that I have, and it's one spell that I picked. And for the fun of it, I choose Fireball.
I knew you would! Girly, I knew you'd have my back!
Hang on.
So unfortunately, but I will say, you did not decrease his health, you did not decrease
Hang on.
his AC, so he
Sunny.
will still have a big...
Listen to this part.
Oh, this is so good!
Now, Jenna, before we do end stream, another thing that I will say, I do have a gift for you.
A gift for me?
Uh-huh.
I turned the music down a little bit, but like, what is it? What is the gift?
I'm going to send it in the artist corner chat of the server.
Oh, am I allowed to show it on stream?
Yes. I made it myself.
Oh, it's cute!
No.
She gave me a little gift. Is this
You
because
sentimental little shit.
What's this for? It's so cute.
It is a thank you for letting me run this campaign for you on stream.
Oh, I loved having you run the campaign. It was so fun. I loved it. Look how cute this is, guys. Oh, I didn't mean to move your foogies.
You want to know a fun fact? There is some copy paste in this. I will not deny that. You want to know what I copy pasted? I went to your video, your little cinna video that you did of like the chickens, and I took a screenshot and then I erased the white parts of what I screenshotted and pasted it on there.
That's so cute. That is so heckin' cute. Thank you, Sunny. I love that I got to have you here to run this campaign. I loved this. This was a joy. This was amazing. I love this. I love D&D. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I love tabletop RPG games, and this just makes me so happy. And I have got to play a character that I will say has been my favorite to roleplay ever. I have loved playing Aster the entire time. And I love how you've indulged and added little characters here and there that are hints towards the future for our next campaign. And we're even hints, and even adding in my own girl, who was my other possible pick for this campaign, and giving her a tribute in a very interesting, cool way.
And I'm very
love
happy
this.
that you're also indulging me in my bullshit, and also in a way, and don't like be like, oh no, this wasn't bullshit. No, and I'm glad you're also indulging and tolerating my bullshit.
Well, since I'm not allowed to say you don't have any bullshit, I'll say this. Thank you for tolerating my bullshit. But
now,
I
while this is
adored
not the end of
this.
the campaign, that'll be in the next couple weeks. I'm
Yeah.
very happy that everything has been so fun for everybody. This will be
Sunny,
my
stop getting
first, one of
emotional.
my this will be one of my first, want to be like one of the couple first ever campaigns that I'll have ever finished, or at least have ever gotten a true 100% satisfying finish.
I loved this. I loved every second of this. You did great with the story, with the characters, with indulging us with silly and wholesome moments and serious ones as well. I loved it. I loved every bit of it, and I want to say thank you. As this, I've never had somebody build a campaign and a story so good that I got so into the roleplay like this. I was so in love with it. And of course, I'm happy and thankful to everybody who has ever joined, whoever helped with this, who has watched. It means a lot as well. It's just great. I loved it. And I hope I can do many more D&D streams in the future.
And that's the hope.
Guy,
Thank you so much.
Thank
And thanks
you.
to the audience for enjoying it.
Yeah. Anything you two want to say?
I'm glad that the
All I
music's
can
good,
really
eh?
say is I'm just glad that I've been able to hop along, and I mean, I know I came in near the, but honestly, it's already been.
I will say thank you, Draco, for hopping in at the end of this. I know you didn't get much action with the whole campaign, but it was very much appreciated, and we loved having you here. And it was nice getting to know how it is role-playing and playing Dungeons & Dragons with you, because guess what? Draco will be in Beyond the Witchlight with us.
Mm-hmm. And who else?
Oh,
And
yeah,
another
it's more than
person
like
that'll be
that.
joining us for Wild Beyond the Witchlight is none other than the stinky ink dragon, Rosa.
Well, yeah, will be joining us for Beyond the Witchlight, along with Austin. So it will be me, Draco,
Yes.
Austin, and Rosa.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I mean,
It'll
y'all
be
finally get to
entirely-
see what it's like to be
Hang on, just because I can.
first this time.
but basically, we will have new characters. We will have a new story. Though I will tell you guys something else. You will see a familiar face in the next campaign. A face you will not expect. A face that's, let's just say, all grown up.
What were you gonna say, Draco? You did get caught. You did get caught off a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Draco, if I interrupted you. I didn't hear you. You literally did. You sounded quiet to me.
I was just gonna make the joke of, yep, y'all finally get to see what it's like to deal with my bullshit from start to finish, instead of the last two sessions.
Yeah.
Well, last 4.
It was a joy having you guys
Yeah.
along for a ride. I look forward to this final fight. Make or break, baby. Ride or die. Kill or be killed. We going out. We either gonna be the heroes or we gonna be the bugs. And I dare say I want to be the hero because I'd love to have a fucking anime moment at the end of all this.
All I have to say
God.
is, Sunny, I already know what I'm planning on. I already know what I'm doing on my first turn. That's all I'm gonna say.
You guys better start planning your plans, because this is going to
And
be
Senna, I think
fun.
I can wait no fuck.
We can strategize right off the bat. You can strategize with me right off the bat. We can strategize and think of what we want to do.
Yeah, no, I considered doing something, but I noticed there's one fatal flaw in it because it's like there's no way I can reasonably make that request.
But what's gonna be the request?
I was gonna cast Sanctuary on Aster to help get them closer for the big shot, but then it's like that would be requesting
don't-
Aster to purposely throw themselves into danger.
Oh, don't worry. Actually, there is one thing Aster has that we never used that he can use to protect himself, that he can choose to send spells out of. Because you
What
know
is
what
that?
Sunny never took from me? Little Men's Hut. And you can pick and choose what you send through it. Whoever casts it gets to do it.
Yeah, by the way, do you want to know
Oh,
something I'm
fun.
really finding hard not to do right now?
What is that?
What?
Just start playing the fucking final song.
Keep it a little bit to yourself, my guy. You gotta
You must wait.
You gotta wait, unfortunately.
But that's one thing Sunny never took from me. So I will say this. I will be able to protect myself. It'll just come down to helping maintain the magic of it.
Oh yeah, this is something that hasn't been used.
But yeah,
don't think
I
it's-
love this.
I don't think this is anything
adored
that's ever
this.
gonna get used.
But yeah, I love this. I adored this, and thank you, Sunny. And I look forward to our final showdown with the Necromancer.
What was this song, Austin?
This one's called Love and Fandolva. I think it was in case we ever had a moment with either the love interests. We never have.
Oh. Oh wait, this was the song that you made for Catherine.
Oh, it was.
No, this is a different one, but sure, we'll go with that.
But yeah. Thank you guys so much. I love this. I will look for somebody to raid. Let me see who is alive that I can send my sweet rolls off to. I will send you guys off to anybody doing Dungeons and Dragons right now. Let me see. Let me see. Is there anybody doing? Yes, we do have somebody doing Dungeons and Dragons. So I know exactly who I will send you all off to. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Austin, for joining for this wonderful ride. Thank you, Draco, for helping us and joining in last minute and helping us with the party balance. We really do appreciate it. And yeah,
No problem.
I will be back. Sadly, not Monday next week, as I have a hair appointment and I'm going to be in a shop. I'm going to be literally sitting in a shop getting my dreads retwisted from butt crack of dawn morning to the afternoon. I'm going to be too tired. So, no stream Monday, but I will be back Tuesday.
I'm trying to. What's something that's old? I'm trying to
But
find
you
something
guys-
old.
But you guys have a wonderful night, day, evening, afternoon, whatever time may be for you. And I shall see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.